Said GMG, bring your ass por favor, but he spelled it wrong. He said poor forth.
Alright, we live, right?
Yo, matter of fact, I need to see who that was. There was somebody talking Spanish to me. He was spelling all the Spanish words wrong yesterday.
He spelled playa.
He spelled playa, which is beach. He spelled that shit like player. Like
Say, yo, y'all.
About my hat.
Showing up to murder him, steals dog instead. It said that in the title.
What?
Yes.
You know that this nigga. I watched that Vlad interview with Raz B. Like last week was the first one he was on. That nigga was like, Raz B was Vlad was like, so yeah, about him getting in your ass, like. And like he was like, yo, the way my life is going right now, I really don't want to get into that negativity in the past or whatever. He was like, okay. So anyway, when he got in your ass, like that nigga Vlad, bro, like
he did that shit.
Yo, he does it in a Vlad way. That's what he does.
He dead ass told that nigga he don't want to talk about it. Then continue to ask him questions about it.
He
was like, yeah, because like Bow Wow had an instance too, right? And so like he's like, yo, do you still talk to him? He was like, yeah, I still talk to him. I was just like, what?
Yeah, just some people, they just.
And I didn't realize that he was in his ass and he was his uncle. Like I didn't know that was his uncle.
Yeah. Some
is that shit all real?
Yeah, Chris
Stokes. That dude, Chris Stokes, the album covers and stuff I done seen. He's getting them in the ass. He's taking cheese.
Yo, listen, bro.
Mr. Cheese.
My nigga, what my nigga Fabulous said? I'm in your ass B. Who the next Raz B? Chris Stokes was in that ass B.
Like, Fab said that?
I believe it too. That sounds like a Fabulous line.
That's definitely Fab.
That sound like one of them lines where people put like their Fabulous picture on Twitter, then put the tweet.
Nah, I think he did that on like one of the ciphers, bro. One of the BET ciphers.
Oh man, they hadn't brought the gummies up. That was like one of the first 10 comments.
Yo, what up? What up, chat?
What up, chat?
Yeah, they said Vlad on the gummies.
Yeah, I was watching the Vlad was debating Jay Morrison about real estate and got his head bit off.
Yo, Vlad, that's funny. When that nigga wins an argument, it's hilarious.
He doesn't
like,
win very many arguments, though.
That's my point. Like, you gotta be a stupid motherfucker not to lose to Vlad, because half the shit he's saying, just shut up, nigga. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, his Vlad stock stuff is pretty good. That's like, because there's nobody there to counter what he's saying. But the one dude was on there, and the dude was saying he went and bought a bunch of cars, and Vlad was like, why would you do that? He's like, well, cars. The dude said cars are a good investment. Vlad was like, cars are not a good investment, you stupid fuck.
Wait, who said cars are a good investment?
So one of these dumbass rappers that these kids be listening to, man, it kills me that these people get out here and they tell car as soon as you drive off the lot. What is it, 15% or 20%?
The value deteriorates immediately, nigga. Like.
Right, all that putting rims and all the stereo speakers, that shit. That
don't do shit.
That devalues the car. When you have a certain car, you leave the factory stuff in it. You don't go putting these ignorant ass rims on here and shit. But you know
like,
what?
One of the things I know, like people are saying, like that really helps. You know, is like watches, but don't add shit to it. Like, so if you get like really nice watches, but don't add like little diamonds and shit to it.
Watches are good.
From what I know, watches are good. But I just get property. I feel like that's just the safest thing to do.
Oh, yeah, or land.
Land.
Not even really property.
Gold.
Land.
Gold is good. But
gold, yeah,
man.
Not a car. What the fuck?
No, cars are a good investment if you buy them for low and sell them for more than they're worth after you fix them. Anything is worth it. It's a
yeah, but that's not really long term.
Like, and if you buy like them super old school cars and like you could probably invest in that and then sell them at them car shows and shit. Niggas probably buy that shit.
But I know we ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I could say shoes is a stupid investment, but if somebody buys a resale sneaker, that's obviously a good investment. If you're making money, but cars just don't make you money like property does.
Buy some amiibos. If that's the case.
Okay.
What about if we invest in buying some Microsoft exclusives?
Ooh. I see where this is headed today. Hey, Ricky, since that comment, Ricky been acting crazy, man.
You want to address that comment? Because it's facts. It's annoying, but whatever.
It sounds like you want to. The floor is yours, sir. Good. Before we do intros, go ahead.
It said invest in GMG.
Nah, man, I just hate idiots, man. Like, pretty much, whenever like when you know for a fact something is confirmed, you're just waiting until the public knows. I try my best not to incriminate myself by, I guess breaking my NDAs, but I try to tell people what is going to be the next of what, like if it's a video game or something, and somebody still continues to comment saying, nah, I don't think so. So for example, Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield V. I told people, and even from the teaser, it's World War II.
Ricky, is that Battlefield 2 or 5?
World War II. Shut up, bitch. Anyways, though, dude told me, nah, I don't believe it. I think they're doing this on purpose to throw people off. A company would never put a teaser out on purpose for people to expect one thing and to anticipate that one thing, and then when they officially drop a reveal, be something totally different. That is the worst form of marketing. So that guy got blocked. He's lucky I ain't threatening.
What's his name? What's his name so I can block it?
Struggle Puff.
Struggle Puff.
Okay,
his name is Struggle Puff.
Name Struggle Puff.
Struggle Puff. If we
I'm
see
not
you,
believing no man to call himself Puff.
It's on site.
Struggle
If we
Puff.
see you in the comments, it's on. Nah, I ain't.
What about P. Diddy though?
Hey, man, P. Diddy. Nah.
Yeah, I thought dude's name was Brother Love or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Struggle Puff, man. The one I'm talking about.
Your man's definitely. I'll never forgive your man's for that. Your man's definitely hit me with the shaboinga boing, nigga. He definitely was out here confirming shit. I ain't gonna say his name, but nigga with championship belt. Nigga was definitely out here confirming shit that never happened. Yeah. Your man's definitely telling me, yo, be ready for this fight night on PS4. Word, be ready for this NBA Streets Volume 3. I was like, all right, what's up?
That's why we try. You can't be 100%, but we try to make sure we let people know when something is a rumor and when something is confirmed, because information changes too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just.
You know what? I got a question for everybody, because maybe I'm not the smartest one to answer this, but
because we never really said Scalebound was coming out. It was just a rumor. And,
wow.
See what happened.
But that's different. You know what I mean? We just reported what was going on. Hey, don't.
What's
so peep this. Y'all seen that the teaser shit to Battlefield a couple of days ago, right? That little ass thing where the guy was like hushing and shit on the screen. It was like some quick ass footage.
I didn't see that. Yeah. Go ahead though.
Well, you seen how quick that was, right? So this guy said, remember, a teaser is supposed to give you a snippet without actually revealing all that much. They didn't reveal shit in the teaser, so I'm just still never mind. You know what? He's gonna.
Teaser is just supposed to let you know that something is.
And that's what they did.
Run away.
Yeah, that's all a teaser is. I mean, a teaser could be, the image of the back of a well-known character's head or something like that. It doesn't even have to be a video. It can be an image.
Nintendo had a Metroid Prime 4 teaser that was just words Metroid Prime 4. That's all it was, and some music. That's all they showed. That was a teaser.
Yeah, this right here. I'm gonna put this in the chat for you. This is what I just imagined Dub listening to while he got that damn hat on.
I mean,
that nigga got to walk it in his pocket.
But that joint was catchy as hell.
That shit was fire as fuck, nigga. So walk it in my pocket.
You know what? I think we got enough people in here. If you just coming in, thank you for coming to the show. I'm gonna read y'all donations in just a second. Ricky, don't say nothing. I know you about to. GMG episode 183. Dub. Introduce yourself or just say hello. How many tickets was that hat at Dave & Buster's?
I don't even know where I got this hat from. I just found it. It was like, yo, I got to put this on. Like a couple of seconds ago.
Fam. How do you just find this motherfucker in your house?
I don't know. I think it was my roommate's, and he gave it to me, and I was like, all right.
Your roommate's a freak. Having that type of shit in the house. My bad, bro.
I don't know. I think it was a Halloween costume.
It's one of them Pornhub hats where it's just like that chick ass naked. She just got that hat on, and the title was crazy.
I'm not gonna let y'all.
She comes in wanting to read nursery rhymes. She starts going, yeah.
Not only are y'all disrespecting my hat, y'all disrespecting my intro too.
My bad. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I'm the dude King Dub with the hat, and we about to rev up those fryers. Talk about some games today. Y'all know what it is. Thank you for having me on.
Rev up those fryers.
Yeah, I almost killed Ricky because he kept saying this shit nonstop.
Told him about that.
Trey is returning for 2 consecutive weeks.
Man, what's good, y'all? I'm back up in this thing, man. Let's get to talking. I ain't really got too much of an intro. Y'all know me, bro. If you don't know me, just subscribe to the channel. Get to know me. But we in this thing.
Ricky's neck is itching. Ricky's in rare form. Ricky's here for the disrespect today, apparently because of Struggle Puff.
I just hate retarded comments, man. But we back in this, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Dub, Trey, and everybody here. Hit the like button and share out the stream. And hopefully we get another Sons of Anarchy, State of Decay 2 stream. Let's get it on popping, man.
Okay. Prophecy had a little bit of time off, but he is back in full fledged. Sir?
We hear you, That's our way of communicating with him, man.
Fact.
Well, all these donations already, Lord Jesus, shut up. Hey.
How you gonna how y'all still donating disrespecting me, yo?
All right, let me go ahead. I got a bunch of donations. I'm gonna go ahead and read all these. Sir Darko the Third, Joe Montana beta is open now. It's hella late. Yo, hey, you trying to get blocked? Thank you for donating.
Get blocked for that big word.
Trying to get out here early.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. Treasure Pinkston, definitely love your videos. Thank you, man. My Truck Nuts, you ordered a limited edition Ron Jeremy Dick.
Yo, that's too descriptive, dog.
I'm gonna have to start screening y'all damn messages because there's only one person that currently gets screened, and that's the homie Garner. Everybody else, y'all pretty much get free.
Yo, you know if you type in Joe on fucking Google Play Store, Montana football pops up. Like that.
Is the mobile game even out?
Nah, but it does bring you to some Football Heroes Pro online.
That's some bullshit. Alex Cub 3, there's no need for a PS5 to change started. We're going to get to that. We don't want to get into it just yet, but we are going to talk about that. That's one of today's topics. Sir Darko with another donation. He said a good investment was Mighty Number 9. You a goddamn lie, boy. Boy, I know you trolling. Listen, I'm so mad that I contributed to their funds. They made what, $4 million for that?
So that nigga Dub looked like the guy with the cat with the gat.
Zeffy G, the next generation of PlayStation coming out already, so it's no point in getting the PS4 Pro now. There was never a point in getting a PS4 Pro. Now,
unless you didn't have a PS4.
Unless you didn't have a PS4, or you were. I mean, a lot of people got PS Pros for to play Park because the vanilla PS4 had problems online. But like, just generally speaking, there was no real reason to get a PS4 if you already own one, or a PS4 Pro. So, unless you're a collector or something. Jay Tannick with a donation, no message. Thank you, bro. King Quest 710, Shazam fam, really Shazam. Oh, dude got the Shazam joint.
Yo, where's Shaq Fu 2 at?
Yo, I got some footage. The same people that made NBA Playgrounds is making that, and I wonder if that's why NBA Playgrounds is delayed. And I shouldn't have said that yet because it's a topic. Anyway, Man and More Z. Chase, you still make beats? I ain't made a beat in like 2 years, bro.
He owes me my beats, by the way.
My beats, nigga. Jay's owed me some beats for yours.
I told him, please, I purchased a lot of beats. Can you just resend them to me?
Man and More Z, yo, you threw me under the bus live in front of the panel. That's crazy, bro. Thank you, though. Latrell Yancey, you doing DLC, you might as well hop on Dishonored, Death of the Outsider for the culture. Chase for President 2020, Playlist Gang, RIP Cody. Facts. You know, I realized, like, I play some DLCs, but I end up not playing or buying a lot of, like, single-player DLC. Sometimes I do, but it's, like, kind of rare.
It's gotta be like really good, like Last of Us type shit.
I did. You know what? No, I think I rented the PS4 remake and it was on there. I didn't end up like buying that, but I would.
I bet if they got some fire God of War shit, you copping that motherfucker.
For sure. I still haven't even played the Horizon DLC.
I have that. I bought that one.
I have it.
I didn't play that one.
I think the last DLC I bought was like Far Cry 4.
I ain't played the Uncharted one either. I need that too.
You know what's weird? I usually only play DLC when I'm like disappointed in the whole single player full game.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, like that.
Far Cry 5 DLC is gonna be way better than the base game. I just know it. I can tell. These last two donations, then we'll get started. Sir Darko the Third with another donation. He said King Dub like he still uses Internet Explorer. No, that was Trey, yo. We caught Trey using Microsoft Edge earlier, yo.
You use Microsoft Edge?
He was using
he was. My Chrome stream was behind, so I tried to try out Edge, and it didn't go well, dog. It was lagging.
We caught you.
I don't know what you thought was going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what I thought neither.
Last donation for right now. Eyes Knight, who's a Milli Vanilli dude. Milli Vanilli dude. People don't even know about Milli Vanilli, boy. That whole shit was crazy, bro. Oh, wait, one more.
Didn't one of them die?
Yeah. He couldn't handle... losing
the fakeness.
Yeah. Last one. My Truck Nuts. What's up with Cooking with Chase series? I don't know. That shit would be lit. That E3 cooking vlog was funny. And we didn't even get to put out the final product. Pseudo ain't come through with that final footage, yo. Anyway,
Hey, I used to love doing that shit.
yo, this is fun.
That series, that cooking series.
You definitely had a cooking series. I remember that shit.
My hairline, yo. Oh my god.
I was out here flipping shit.
Your hairline's fine. As long as you get a lineup, you straight.
Yeah, man, I'm about to start.
I be loving every YouTube that be doing them cooking series. I remember Cash and Gamers. Them shits was funny.
I don't watch Cassius no more ever since he made that raccoon shit. That shit's scary.
You gotta watch him, dog. Yo,
I do watch him, but I'm saying that shit.
That raccoon shit looked disgusting. But then he was hunting snakes. Oh my god, dog. That is quality YouTube content. Like that's cable material.
You know what he's trying to tell you, right, Chase? Get your shit right and upload you making some sandwiches.
Teach niggas how to make instant ramen because niggas don't know how to make that shit.
Yeah,
right.
people really don't know how to make top ramen. It's crazy. I don't eat noodles, but I used to.
Yo, one of Ricky Subs made some crunchy ramen earlier today.
How you boiled the shit and this shit was still crunchy?
Hey, the camera angle is killing me because you can't even all you see.
Yeah, you can't even see.
He got the chocolate rain. Remember the chocolate rain video? The Tazon day. That's how his shit was. It was ridiculous on there.
Well, your webcam can't go like down or not?
No, it can, but it won't show the hat like I want it to.
Okay, that's okay.
It's like your head is just reaching, like right there.
My head is reaching.
He's killing me, yo. First things first. I don't know who. Well, I'm sure this would be important to some people out there, but I realized, like, just doing the podcast that, like, we try to cover mostly games, like that's like 90% of what we cover, and then sometimes we get like sidebar, we have like little silly conversations or whatever, but we really try to focus on the games that are coming out less than the actual consoles and stuff, and there is a little bit of that obviously when there's some news. But I realized because Xbox has kind of been like playing catch up.
What trailer is that playing? My bad.
Detroit Become Human.
No, that was
before that.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that was.
I think it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit look kind of fire.
Well, dude, I'm ready. We don't really get to cover enough Xbox news as far as games because there's not been a whole lot.
Because they don't give us enough news.
There's not. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who has plenty of Xbox news. So there's a Xbox thing that they're doing called Inside Xbox. It's going to be once a month, and they're going to do Xbox news. It's not like a YouTube or anything like that, but it's like a podcast or whatever that they're going to have. It started on the 10th, so they've already had a couple episodes. If y'all interested, it's going to be on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, 3 p.m. March 10th was the first day. Y'all might want to check that out, because look, you have to do some digging to find Xbox news. Or you don't really have to, but then if you don't, you'll be talking about stuff like their engines that they lease out to other people and like NPDs and stuff. We really don't talk about things like, I don't care who the company is. I mean, I'm not going to just talk about the fact that somebody's leasing their engine. That's just not exciting news. So anyway, there's that. Anybody have anything they want to add? Because
what are they going to be showing?
I just wonder.
They want to talk about all things. It's just an Xbox, a professional.
It's available on
Microsoft YouTube? Xbox podcast. So
you mean
it's available on YouTube?
Yeah.
Do they have it on Xbox?
You talking about Inside Xbox?
It's on Mixer.
Yeah, that's
Inside
what I'm
Xbox.
talking about.
Yeah.
That shit mad. That shit old as fuck. Yeah. That shit
old?
whack as hell. Yeah, Inside Xbox been a thing, but it's like
it was
trash.
canceled in
Have you watched any of it?
2012.
No, I'm saying like they just dropped one like the other day. That shit was so cringe. You seen that shit?
Did they talk about controllers?
No, did they try to do like the little horror scene or some shit? That shit was so trash. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, Inside Xbox. Hope they got to get their shit right for E3.
I gotta watch it now. Hold on.
Yeah, that
Shaq
shit.
Fu?
No, like
it was Shaq Fu.
horrible.
We gonna get to
that
that.
shit was, last week's was bad. Like, because normally they just talk about some of the updates, which is good. Like, I like the fact that I know the people from Xbox. Like, I don't know nobody from Sony because they don't ever show their face. They don't host these types of things except for Sean Layden. But other than him, I see Larry Erb and I see Phil Spencer and a lot of these guys. So we're like familiar. So it's pretty cool when you see them sit together talking about things related to Xbox. But just last week's episode was cringe. To the fullest.
They got 3 episodes out of it.
Yeah, they got 3 episodes, but last week's was bad.
Was that bad?
Bro, go out. You're gonna be like Jesus, bro. Like, yeah. Yeah.
What was they talking about on there? Like, what is Xbox like?
So State of Decay 2. So pretty much, like, they don't. I don't know why people came in with this like, oh, they're gonna announce new IPs. No, they talk about. No, like people think like I guess in some that's fucked up. I think in some cases they're gonna discuss like if a new IP or a new game gets announced, they're gonna talk about it. But it's more or less just keeping people updated, some of the services, some of the new things they want to introduce, talking to devs and other stuff like that. That's why some people tune into it. But just last week they were talking about State of Decay 2, and just one of the scenes they try to reenact was just cringe. Jesus Christ! Like it was almost like
the podcast.
I don't know, like an hour.
And on here it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
They try to do something like that, yo. Swear to God, they better never try that shit again.
So they talk about their Gears of War controller, their Halo controller.
They probably did. They talk about
Netflix.
everything.
Let me see. Okay, here we go. I mean, if it's only an hour.
No, it's 2 hours.
Oh, it's 2 hours. Okay.
I'm not watching that for 2 hours.
Well, I'm gonna read what Trey just put in the group chat. This is what they talked about last week. Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, automatically L. They got No Man's Sky on there.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. I mean, they have to talk about it.
Didn't that get better though?
Yeah,
automatically.
But they have to talk about that though if it's coming to Xbox because like they're gonna. I mean, they don't.
Oh, it is. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That's why. Because it they got announced for Xbox like a couple months ago, so it's out. And I seen some people that I was real excited for. Some Xbox people. That was.
What do you mean? No Man's Sky's that was an exclusive at the time?
It was supposed to be an exclusive. That's what I'm saying. People.
What?
You know, time exclusives is trash. It's anti-consumer. I don't care if it's Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. Nintendo had that Zombie U shit that was time too. Yo, they need to that time.
That whole came out for free on PS.
Get out of here, man. Exclusives or not, or exclusives or everybody gets it. Don't do this. Oh, it's gonna be here for 1 year. Get out of here. Just put it on every platform if you're gonna do that. I don't care what game it is. I'd rather see people lose exclusives than to see this. This is stupid. Anyway.
That's what it was. It was the escape room for inside Xbox. Oh my god.
It was that bad? I'm gonna watch it. Well, I'm gonna look at it. I ain't gonna watch it.
I'm gonna link it.
Oh, I see it right now.
They was trying to escape. They was trying to escape the lack of exclusives they had.
Yeah, yo. Wow. All right, I'm not going there. Microsoft, I got a great relationship with you guys. Thank you for the invite to your press conference. I'm not incriminating myself.
Hey, yo.
I love you too,
Ricky's
Microsoft.
been compromised. You no longer fit into the fold of this podcast, and you sweating as you talk. You got to go.
Sean Morgan, Elizabeth, all you ladies and gentlemen that's out there, thank you for sponsoring this podcast.
Yo, since we talking about Xbox, they got a new update. They're going to have support for 120 hertz refresh rate. So if you play on a monitor that has that refresh rate, you'll be able to put your Xbox will be able to support that now, which is good. Discord integration comes, but all that does is tell people what games you're playing.
What game you playing?
That was a good segue.
Yo, can we keep it funky?
It's not
I'm gonna shut up this show.
Now, keep in mind, I think eventually Discord will be the actual Discord, but they're just starting with just being able to see who's playing what games on Xbox. I don't know why. I thought.
Chase, how you feel about this 120 refresh rate? Come on.
What you mean?
How you feel about it?
Something like that. It's not. I mean, it's a good thing. Now, if the update had other stuff and then that was part of it, then people would, it'd be much better. But like, I don't know if that's really something that needs its own update. But I thought that was already supported. I didn't know. I don't have an Xbox One X, so I can't speak on that. I thought they already supported 120 hertz. Yo, refresh rate there's a difference, yo. Because I used to play with HDMI on my PC, and you told me to switch to DVI, and I did. I definitely noticed the difference with the refresh rate. So that
I use DVI.
That's definitely a thing, but I don't know how many people are going to be able to really even understand or know what that is on the street. I don't know how to.
So what is the refresh rate for the Discord thing? I'm confused.
It's not for Discord. It's just part. There was an update in some of the things.
The refresh rate.
The refresh rate is increased as a bullet point. There was some GAD overlay stuff, and then there was Discord integration.
Oh wait, so Xbox can get 120 frames per second now?
Can I? Mine? I'll explain it. So
I don't know.
There's no games that will support it. Battlefield won't go 120. Call of Duty won't go 120. What games are we expecting to see go 120? Other than maybe an indie game. But son, that's the problem I'm having. Like, it's cool. We need all this shit.
Maybe Master Chief Collection or something.
Nah, they couldn't even get this shit running on 720. No. You said we say it again, Chase?
Refresh rate and frame rate aren't the same.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Refresh rate and frame rate is the same thing?
Yeah.
People use refresh rate in terms of TV purchases, but you have to just combine the two. It's the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
They try to get you with a TV. Yes. Yo, look, you know how to get you, Chase? They'll tell you on a TV box. There's this. It shows motion of 120 refresh rate, but it's actually 60 frame TV. That's how they try to catch you. But refresh rate is as similar to FPS. It's the same thing, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so I like that they're adding it, but the developers right now, Sunday, you think they want the workload? They can't even match 60 at most of these games.
This says something here. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm finding stuff that said they're similar, but they're also different. So I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't.
I think there's.
Does it have a definition for them? Does it have a definition for them?
Hold on.
Does anybody in the chat know? Chat know everything.
Okay, this says refresh rate is the frequency that the monitor updates the pixels. Frame rate is how many frames are being rendered by the GPU. So that is different.
Yeah,
anyway, I just wanted to make sure because I felt like there was a slight difference.
But your refresh rate, your frame rate will only be shown by the refresh rate.
That's what I'm saying. So it would only match off.
I mean, they work together. They work together.
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying. But they're not exactly the same. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah.
So the games, I don't think it matters if the games, because I don't know if games support refresh rates anyway. They support frame rates. I think.
No, so this is how it works. If say we playing on PC. Say I don't know who here has a 120 to 144 hertz monitor, right? Anybody here?
I do.
Pretty much that 144 hertz is a refresh rate. That's the refresh rate.
Right.
We're gonna play Battlefield 1 or Battlefield V at 144 frames.
Yeah.
That supports 144 hertz, so we'll be able to see that moving. If your monitor is only 60 hertz, which is the refresh rate, it would make no sense to play a game at 120 refresh rate because it's not being supported through that monitor.
Right.
It's very similar. The pixel and the picture that you're seeing on your TV. That's why, and they used to try to gimmick people into buying flat screen TV. So when you see a $500 flat screen, this just says 120 motion refresh rate. It's really still a 60 hertz TV. They try to catch people with that, but they work together, like you said.
Damn, Ricky, you explained that well. I'm impressed.
I just wanted to make sure because you make one small mistake, people start showing up, making dedicated videos about your whole podcast because you might have had one piece of misinformation. Amazing. I'm not saying they do it to us, but they do it to other people. Anyway, but that's good. I expect that to be
a great thing.
Pretty standard, like with the new consoles. But that's good. I mean, that's Xbox with another feature. You know what I mean? Because games don't define consoles apparently.
Don't do that, bro. I don't want them whack motherfuckers on here, bro. Next subject.
What
Next
topic.
About? You know what you did. Next topic.
People was talking about it on Twitter. I've seen people saying, whatever. You're right, Ricky. My bad. I ain't.
Whoa, Trey.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, let's talk about it. Hold up. State of Decay 2. If you all missed it, me and Ricky basically screamed at each other for about an hour and some change on Saturday. We did a State of Decay 2 early access live stream. I bought the game on the Microsoft store. And what do I think about the game? The game is fun. I enjoy playing it. State of Decay is better than Sea of Thieves right now today. Now, Sea of Thieves may continue to get content, and they might even get an explanation as to how you're supposed to play the game. But right now today, don't come to this podcast 2 months from now when Sea of Thieves got actual content and then tell me, well, I'm saying right now today, State of Decay 2 is good, Sea of Thieves is trash. Right now today. Now, whoa. I said State of Decay. I meant to say State of Decay was fun. I don't know if it's necessarily good because the game is very buggy, glitchy. You can see the glitches and the bugs for a great duration of the stream. You see nonsense happening right there front and center. I don't want to hear shit about no patches because the first game had these same problems. This game I don't know how the game comes out in this condition. I bought the $50 edition. The game is what, $30, Ricky?
It's $30 or $10 if you have Game Pass.
Okay, so if you got Game Pass, which we all recommend anyway, you don't have to buy the game. It'll be part of your Game Pass subscription. So you'll get Game Pass and you'll be able to play the game. You get Game Pass for $1 trial too if you want to play it. The game isn't nothing crazy. What am I missing?
Chase, chill, man.
What are you doing?
All right, my bad. There's not a whole lot to say. You have to basically watch the stream or play it to just understand what you're even supposed to be doing. The game is still confusing for me because I'm new to the game. There's nothing that the game does great. There's a couple things that the game does okay. It does good, well, whatever, but it's nothing great about the game. But as far as like a game you're looking to play with your friends and you got like a party of 4, this is one of those games because the bugs and stuff just make the game funnier than it's supposed to be. And there's a lot to do. I don't give scores, and I damn sure wouldn't get this a good score. I seen it got a 69 on Metacritic or whatever. I don't really look at Metacritic like that, but I can see where the 69 came from. If you don't like buggy games, do not touch this game. If you're looking for a game that's polished and you want to play co-op, don't buy this game. But if you just want to play a game with friends with zombies and whatnot, and you want to build bases and have, like a community and all of that, you might want to pick this game up for the low. But I'm telling you right now, these bugs, though, it's fucking ridiculous. These are not the kind of exclusives I'm looking for from Microsoft, and that's part of my thing that I'm struggling with. Is like, we were talking about it before the show. We got Killer Instinct, Forza, Halo, Gears, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, Recore. Those are the 7 that I was able to name right off top. Everything else seems to kind of be thrown together as far as like just releasing it. So you got this. We Happy Fuse on PlayStation. Now that's Ricky's joint. Anyway, Xbox. Y'all gotta do better, man.
Damn, he just threw that in there like that. That's crazy.
Xbox gotta do better, bro. Y'all can put this game out, but we need to see some other games too. This can't be like one of your exclusives that you are promoting like this, because it feels like a free to play or early access game.
I want to just quickly jump on this because I don't even want to talk about it. But State of Decay 2, I think is fun, like Chase said, when you play with people when it works. When people complain that the reviews are false and it's not fair because State of Decay 1 got a higher score, and I'm thinking to myself, like, let me make this connection. State of Decay 1 came out when? I'm not sure. 2011 or 2013? It came out around that time, right?
One of them.
So when you have that game coming out at that time, and whoever played it knows how that game was and already has any remembrance of it, see 5 years later, 2018, there's not that much of a drastic difference. Nope. The shit ain't that much of a
It definitely looks better.
That's all, and that don't justify it.
I thought it looks the same.
No, it looks better.
Okay. Well, that doesn't justify it being, it shouldn't be reviewed. Now, if I want to use, and I got to do the comparison to console, if I want to use God of War that came out in 2013 and compare it to God of War that just came out now, there's an overall difference in that whole game. So when I'm telling people it's reviewed low, not only just because it's so buggy, but it's nothing drastically different to the first one other than co-op. And now I started to realize that this game was never built to be for co-op. Because if you realize the single player, when you play by yourself, the game is great. Once you jump into co-op, it's like hell. The game doesn't work and it's buggy as hell.
I'm confused about the co-op. So how does that work? Like, cause I was in your stream, like I said, I was watching.
We don't know how it works. That's part of the problem.
Like, because like the first one was all about like, building your little area, going out farming resources and stuff like that. But you also got to like control different people that had different like strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, you can do that too.
You still do that. Yeah.
So how does
that work then? Like, so if Ricky is on a character and you on a character, can he switch at any time to somebody else and vice versa?
He's supposed to be able to.
Yeah, pretty much how it works is because and this is what I'm talking about. Good point. They never had a full-fledged plan as to how they were going to integrate that. So what they allowed you to do is you have your own. You're talking about like the community, right? The people you get to choose, right? Yeah. So. Yeah. I have my own set of characters that I have, and when I jump into your host, then I have to go through the menu screen or certain parts of the game if it's not buggy and switch to my own characters in the community, but they will not load up in Chase's world. So you're kind of limited with that. But the thing is, that's how you could tell like the game wasn't built to be for co-op because you're missing all of their items, you're missing like all their abilities, and it kind of like restarts you. That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of BS.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like I'd never. Like I said, I still play State of Decay 1 on Xbox Game Pass, baby. But I never imagined that it was a co-op, type of game. I always thought it was one of those like if you ever play like Don't Starve or stuff like that. I thought it was like one of those type of games, or like I was telling Chase earlier, Fallout Shelter, where you just control yourself and control different people and have them like go out like and stuff like that. I didn't realize that they was gonna. I knew they did co-op because of they showed it, so I definitely was excited about it. But from what y'all make it seem like, it's kind of like they just threw that motherfucker in there just for the hell of it.
They did.
So my question is, do you think it's better solo?
It runs better, so it would still be dope co-op. It's just unoptimized. That's it. I think if it worked, because me and Chase was having fun. When we was arguing with each other.
Were y'all having fun playing the actual game, or were y'all having fun because of the bullshit that was?
I was having fun playing, dog.
It was fun. The game was fun. It's confusing, but it was definitely fun.
Me and Chase was arguing the whole time, but I don't think real talk. I don't know if Chase was joking the whole time when we was arguing, but I was really trying to let him know. I couldn't hear nothing, so I didn't know where shit was. My map wasn't showing where he was finding out items. So the only thing that would show is when he highlights something, and that's when I seen a marker. Dude, I didn't even see the road trail. So that was a problem right there. I wasn't able to help him base build. That's what I'm saying. Like this game, they just threw a multiplayer coding in it, but they didn't allow everything else to function. So I couldn't lend him items. I couldn't help him base build enough, and I couldn't take items from we couldn't loot. It would give him 5-6 areas to loot in that house, but give me 2 items I was able to loot. Like the game was not built for co-op.
I'm gonna be real, from my perspective of the first one, the game is mad addicting. Like it's very so much you just want to grind and want to build and expand on your little city or whatever. That was one of the things that I loved about the first one, is just the grind aspect. And I ain't gonna lie, I hold sometimes, bro. When the black dude died, I definitely loaded that motherfucker back up because that nigga was cold. And I was like, nah, I ain't losing that nigga. Does that still happen? Can people still get clapped?
Oh yeah.
And niggas still be tired and shit, and you can't bring niggas out for a few days and shit like that.
They do the best job of having it be true survival. Everything, food runs low, people get sick, you need to find cures, people can die.
What are the weapons looking like? Do they
dope.
Add upon different weapons, more melee? Because the last one they had I want to say bats and tree branches and shit like that.
I think it's still.
I think that was
still like that. I mean, you have that. You have.
Oh no! I think they did have swords and shit too.
I didn't get that far because I mean we only played for a couple hours, so I'm sure there's a lot more stuff that you can get for the game because you got.
Was the building the same? Is it still you got to walk up to somebody, press the button, and wait for it to build for
that's what I'm telling you. It's the same game. It's legit the same game as State of Decay.
I mean, I didn't have an issue with State of Decay 1. I thought it was a good game.
No,
it's only $30 too.
It's $10 Game Pass.
It's 30 or we don't. Yeah, I'm about to stop telling people how much stuff is and just tell them it's Game Pass $10. I mean,
if that's the case, that's definitely worth it.
Wait, is this game
I don't view it as a AAA though. I was telling Chase before, and I never view. I don't know why Xbox. I think it's because of the lack of games that they have to push something and make it seem like it's the next wave.
Did it.
But I don't think that. I never viewed this game as a AAA. Ricky said triple C. That's really it. It's crip. Because it's definitely not AAA. It's more minor leagues.
It feels like an early access game. The condition.
I feel like it's a nice niche game.
That's what I was about to say. It looked like an early access game, which is so confusing why it was pushed so hard to be the next big thing for.
Undead Labs put on their Twitter. Somebody said, "Hey, is this AAA?" And they said, "AAA all the way."
See,
on Twitter.
That's my problem.
So they did it to themselves.
Yeah, they did it to themselves.
Okay. It's one thing for Sony to have games like that or Microsoft, but if those are the ones you're pushing, I'm having an issue with that because these games are not complete. I think the community, we've all been better at accepting indie games and stuff because last gen that wasn't really a thing as far as large scale. But just because we're accepting indies doesn't mean y'all need to put games out that feel like they're unfinished.
The thing is,
and promote them like they're like you would promote Call of Duty. You can't do that shit. Good, Dub.
Indie games aren't just put out half finished though. Like Cuphead wasn't a half finished.
No, I'm not saying
like,
all indies. I'm saying it's more likely that an indie would have those problems because the studios. There's only a couple people. The budget is smaller.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot more excuses
I understand you're saying that.
Yeah.
But even with those excuses that they could have, I feel like indie games still do a better job of putting out flawless games compared to AAA.
The 1% that we play.
Well, yeah, maybe like the most popular. Yeah,
you say Steam Greenlight,
there are a lot
right?
of indie games.
So all you gotta do is go to. All you gotta do is go to Steam.
Greenlight, nah.
I don't think it's Greenlight no more. I think it's something else because Jim Sterling
I don't think it's Greenlight anymore.
He helped get Greenlight completely rebranded into something else because Greenlight was bullshit. There was so many games on there.
I put the link in the Skype. I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
The comment after that was like that nigga said AAA all the way. That nigga was like AAA with bugs. Like immediately after.
Yeah, I can't show them the tweet because it said no links allowed. So, but you seen it, so.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then they said it during an interview too. I said, "Oh man."
But that's how they supposed to feel.
You're not. No, AAA's a budget though. You can't be lying like that.
Was Microsoft out here backing them by saying?
Yes. It was a Microsoft interview.
Yeah, and that's their fault.
Yeah, they man.
Because all right,
they did it to themselves.
Yeah, like that's like No Man's Sky with Sony. How they waited
exactly
the way they backed the fuck out after the fact.
That game wasn't finished.
It was all sweet when that nigga was out here promoting the shit and y'all was behind him. But the second that shit flopped,
they definitely don't have that same energy.
I don't even fuck with dude like that.
Yeah, like shit. That nigga just came up here.
They got their pointing fingers. Y'all know this nigga? I don't really know him like this.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
I thought he was your
friend. Microsoft gets this, and then Sony gets God of War, and God of War is like
God of War plus Detroit.
And I'm not even saying this to like rag on Microsoft. It's just they're in a horrible situation right now. Well, they are what we can see at the moment.
I don't understand how a game company could ever really get in this position. To be honest, though, like,
I can.
They can when they fool themselves. When they dominated a generation for so long, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They sit back and do it.
I agree. Every one of these companies needs to have a humble generation where they like, okay, we didn't.
That's how it's always been.
PS3.
Like, this the definition of humble.
Yes, PS3.
Dreamcast got humbled the fuck out. That's the only.
So,
and the funny thing is, Dreamcast wasn't even promoted like that.
Dreamcast was a great console too. They had more exclusive than I've ever seen. It was a lot.
They was putting out way too many consoles.
Too many consoles, too many games, and then the ability for us to burn CDs and play your games. So I don't think Xbox is going to make this mistake again come next gen.
But remember, it was marketing too. That was the worst form of marketing you could have. Somebody linked me a video. I think it was Kofi. Shout out to Kofi, man. He linked a video on Twitter, and it was when Microsoft had their press conference, and they said, remember back 2013. They said remembering Xbox One's announcement, and it was a compilation of them saying the word TV. That whole press conference for like an hour was them talking about how Xbox One and how it integrates with TV. And that's literally what kind of just threw people off. It was poor marketing on that shit.
Well,
the other saved it for another time.
Well,
yeah, but they was doing that. They was talking about like that was because if you remember early, like Microsoft was really big on entertainment platform. Like this will be the best entertainment platform. Like they really wasn't ever talking about games. Like they always off the rip was like, this is entertainment. This is your one-stop need for all entertainment and all that type of shit.
Which, if you think about it, it's not a horrible move.
No, it's not.
It's just not.
I don't watch
regular
TV like that, so I don't give a fuck.
It's a bad idea the way they went about it because a lot of that support was only for the U.S. and then parts of the U.K. because they wanted to replace your cable box, and that was fine. Yeah. But like a lot of these companies, these cable companies in other countries, they didn't have the support. And Xbox One also didn't come out in. It only came out in I think it was 13 countries. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. And there was just like a lot of stuff like that where they basically didn't feel like they needed to go, full scale with everything they're doing. So I think they see it now. I think next gen, we're going to see some changes, but Ricky informed me about the budget changes over there at Microsoft, so we'll see how it goes. But I hope
the thing is
better.
Like with PlayStation, I respect because they stepped up, right? Because like, as much as we clown Microsoft or whatever, like we obviously knew like generation wars wise PlayStation was winning this anyway for a while. Mm-hmm. But like I'll never forget when that nigga was like, we don't know why people buying PlayStation because they ain't had no games either and shit in the very beginning.
They did. Xbox had the game.
And that's lit. I've never heard a company be like, I don't know why niggas buying this shit, but I'm glad they are. Like, yeah, like, so like the fact that they turned around and actually drop heavy hitters later on, I believe that.
They always do that though.
I think the only reason they did that though is because they knew that they had a plan going forward.
Wait, what was it?
I think that the Xbox would be fine.
This has always been a thing for Sony though. They don't have yearly exclusives. They don't have any of that. The shit is, if you realize, it's been a pattern since PlayStation 2.
Well, yeah, they slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and their development teams, see, people don't even know, like with Naughty Dog, because they bought Naughty Dog. They bought Naughty Dog a few years ago.
That was the best thing they ever did.
That was definitely that's what I'm saying. So, and the thing is, those teams, just out of their own, I guess, how they market and how they make games, they don't release yearly titles. So like it kind of like worked for them. But as far as Microsoft, it was just, bad, because if you look back at that conference, they showed games, but they showed how it was being integrated with TV. Whereas like a couple of days later, PlayStation had their event, and then all they were talking about was the games and everything. So I know that kind of like.
And like
bad.
The funny thing about me personally, this is just coming from my perspective. Like, I like Xbox, right?
Me too. Yeah.
And I like PlayStation as well. But they both have things that I want from each other. I want PlayStation's system to be more like Xbox. Like, I want that, obviously, the backwards compatibility. I want the better UI. I want a better community. I want Discord and shit like that. And then vice versa, on Xbox, they got everything right. They got the Xbox Game Pass. They got all these good things, games with gold and shit like that. I just want better games. So, like, I think they both can learn from each other. So, like, when that day and if that day comes where they both are on par with each other, I think the system war or whatever will be a lot closer than what it is now.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So
why is it, even though now Nintendo isn't doing poorly, and they're definitely not doing poorly anymore, why do they never mention the console wars?
Because I think it's the type of games versus.
But they even said it. We're not here to compete with them. They mentioned that on multiple accounts, which is crazy because we still like to compare. But I think over the years we see what they're putting out. We see like they're so distant from like how PlayStation and Microsoft carry themselves.
And if we're being honest, to me, Nintendo is always like the back of my mind kind of thought, because like I always have so much love and praise for Nintendo that I don't really categorize them in that category. If we're being honest, like I don't, even though they are a game company, even though they are, you know what I'm saying, I view them really high up. So it's like,
I know exactly what you mean. I'm the same way.
I'm not playing Black Ops on the Switch. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Nintendo's issues. Like Nintendo is great at what they do, and they can keep getting away with doing what they do. With the exception of this, them taking away that the thing for the Switch.
They also come off, not for everybody, but for most of us, at least the older crowd, as a secondary console, where it's like, most people. I'm sure there's people out there. I don't know anybody who just has a Switch or just had a Wii U or a Wii. It was normally like PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch. You know what I'm saying? Or a Wii. It's like the second console, and that's just how it is. So I feel like that's part of the reason why like they don't really get.
Like Nintendo has this thing where it's like their games are great, but the games that and if I'm being honest, like if I'm being honest, I don't know if I really want to see like. I said this before. We had this conversation like last year or whatever before the Switch came out. I was like, I don't know if I really want to see The Witcher 3 on the Switch. I don't know if I want to see those type of games because I'm not going to get the same feeling playing on the handheld device that I am playing on my PC or my PS4 or Xbox. I just want them to do more with communication and shit like that because
it's the worst.
That shit's ass.
It's the worst by far.
Yeah.
And that's
honestly
much it for them.
I honestly think the reason why Nintendo is kind of is not like seen in the same eyes because first of all, the third party is not really as strong as like the other two games with PlayStation and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying basically.
Yeah, and then also it's like Nintendo hasn't really tried to match the power with these other consoles since GameCube.
No. Because like the Wii U is like the same power as like PS3 and fucking. Or actually, I think they said it was more powerful than this.
The Wii U came out after that though.
It's weird,
but it was only like
Nintendo doesn't really release consoles on the same schedule as anybody else.
Right.
Yeah, they
so
do
it's always kind of weird.
When did the GameCube come out in comparison to PS?
That's another one, Dub. That's another good one because like PlayStation and Xbox is always compared because they always drop them relatively close to each other. And Nintendo will drop like a year before or maybe 2 years after, like.
Because Nintendo has that set fan base, so like they can they can drop whenever the fuck they want. Like Nintendo, a new system can come out tomorrow. They can announce that whole tomorrow and say it come out in December, and niggas is gonna buy that like immediately.
Well, after the Switch, they will, but
yeah. So like, I think Nintendo gets away with it. Plus, they've been in the game the longest.
That's true.
They know the game. So like I said, they don't have as much to lose. I feel like is Xbox and PlayStation.
How about this one though? It makes a lot of sense what we're saying because if you think about it, we've seen this whole generation unfold with different hardware, right? It's not even like we got mini upgrades like a PS Slim or an Xbox One Slim or something like that. We got like overhauls to these consoles. When the Wii U came out, it was a lot of third parties wouldn't want to work with it, and that still didn't make Nintendo drop another version of it so that it could have been at least more powerful for them to develop games. They didn't give a shit. And my thing is, for years now, even though the GameCube had like tons of games that were third party supported, but they've always just stuck to making sure that their games were the ones that were promoted first on their platform. They've always just separated themselves, period. Even if it's like something as small as the E3 events. This is one of the first times they're really going in this year, E3, with wanting to make it big with their announcements and not no like 20-minute like conference. So like,
there's one thing that you don't really have to mention, but I'm going to mention it anyway. Nintendo has something that people will never get tired of. They have a specific fan base. There's always going to be kids. Niggas is fucking like crazy nowadays. So we got way more kids nowadays than we did, obviously, back in the day. So like they're going to constantly evolve on that. So like they're never going to like be tired because it's like, dog, they're going to come out with all type of kiddie games and they're going to buy them. They're going to be getting them for Christmas. They're going to get them for their birthday. So, and it's usually $200 or $300 cheaper than the price of an Xbox and PS4.
I mean,
I think yeah. Well, go, Chase. Go.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, when it comes to Nintendo, they usually do have better prices. They had free online. They have the same.
Well, it ain't free no more.
Well, they had free online, but there was a certain level of consistency that you got with the exclusives, and you would get it not every time, but most of the time, the exclusives will be like very well received by the consumer and the media. Like they've been in the game longer, so it's not really fair to compare them to Microsoft and Sony as far as exclusives, but they seem to put out a quality Mario, a couple quality Marios every generation. It's like 9s and 10s, and everybody like agrees on that shit too. So they have that.
I think this is the last question I have on a topic like this. Why do you think that people love every single Mario game that gets put out, like it seems, or every single Star Fox game, or every single Legend of Zelda game, but people get tired of, like, it seems like people are sick and tired of like Halo and Gears of War and Call of Duty, when it feels like they're put out about the same amount, if not more Mario games.
Well, I think people skip every Mario. I don't think they get every Mario. I think they skip, and each time they get it is lit. Like they might get Odyssey, they might skip out on the next one or two, and then they'll get it. I don't know anybody that gets.
And like you get that feeling, like that Nintendo is the reason they succeed is nostalgia.
It's their level design too, bro. Their level design is
their level designs are
ridiculous.
Incredible.
Like it's amazing the stuff they do with their levels. That's on Donkey Kong. That's on Mario. That's on Mario Kart. That, like all their games, dude. The level, and people try to duplicate it, and it never comes out the same. So they're really good with that.
I guess the real question I'm asking is, what do you think that other dev teams could take from Nintendo and making their main title IPs more refreshing all the time? I guess is the real question I'm asking, because it seems kind of weird that Mario seems,
I don't know,
and all these other games seem so well received, and you have like Halo. People are sick and tired of Halo. People are sick and tired of Gears of War, Assassin's Creed. Well, I guess it's Assassin's Creed.
You know what? The reason that is because, and this is just what I think. What the examples that you just gave, there's so many other games just like them. versus Nintendo, there's nothing like Mario.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Zelda. There's nothing like Star Fox. There's nothing like Splatoon. There's nothing like these other games. So it's a lot harder to get bored of something when you have a very small quantity of that versus an abundance. Like, example, I'm getting tired of battle royales because there's too many of them.
Yeah.
Whereas when there was just one, it was the greatest shit ever. When it was just H1Z1 and Arma, I was like, all right, or DayZ, I was like, yo, this is amazing. Now that every company, including Kirby, has a fucking battle royale, it's like, come on, bro, like, I'm getting tired of this shit. So like, Nintendo doesn't have 30 FPSs on their goddamn system.
Yeah.
Like, they just have like the few and the proud, you know.
I want to add on to Prop because I agree. I also think that we all have an understanding that Mario games, as well as like whatever other game they start to put out, that we're like, damn, it's been like 20 years, we still get Mario games, but people not sick and tired of it. I just think it's different expectations where you get a game like Halo, Call of Duty, which is in a much bigger scale and which favors a lot of different people on multiple platforms. So we hear more, or we start to see whether or not people enjoy the franchise more. I mean, we see how Mario gets marketed and everything, but it's not on the same scale as games like Call of Duty and Halo at one point. Plus, when we look at it as well, Nintendo has always been different with how they handle their games. So I just think it's all about, you know, where Nintendo was at one point with the way they were promoting their consoles and games, and the way Sony and Microsoft is. That's why we like tend to like not like Halo no more when this shit look like it's the same game all the time compared to like Mario, because people don't get sick of Mario.
And Nintendo will do some shit like that too. Like Nintendo is like a great like a rapper, right? Like they know what niggas want to hear, so they won't do that shit for a long time, and then they'll bring it back. So like Nintendo will do that with Star Fox. Yeah, like they'll do that with like Star Fox. We've been asking for Star Fox for how many years? And they'll come back out and be like, here you go. You finally get one after 20 years.
That last one was ass though.
I mean, it was, but like, you know, you live, you learn.
I mean, like, so everybody put out some weak ass games for sure. Some disappointments. They not out of that conversation either.
That's true.
But I think we should go ahead and switch it up. Before we do that, I'm gonna read these donations because we got a bunch of these while we were talking about Xbox, Nintendo.
Yo, make sure y'all like and tweet out the stream too. By the way,
make sure you like.
High Def Running, playlist gang, need that GTA Vice City stories ASAP. Can't do it yet. I'm holding on to that. It's too soon. J Tanic 21, keep up the good work. Hey, appreciate that. My truck nut said Ricky's new YouTube name is 3 Minute Edge Up.
Damn.
Cordell Harris, when the hell is you finishing the game of Al Capone's daughter being kidnapped? Bro, that company, that was an episodic game. Just a quick sidebar. Never buy an episodic game from a company that is not like established, like Telltale or one of the
why not? What happened? There's no more?
Because the name of the company that made the game that he's talking about, the game's called Blues and Bullets. I thought it was pretty cool. It was Al Capone, and the main character was Elliot Ness, and the guy that does Geralt's voice was the voice actor for that. And it was just a dope story with a different.
Wow, that's dope.
It was in black and white, and it was like, you know, from the old, you know, like the 30s, 40s, whatever time period it was. But they made the first 2 episodes, and then they just disappeared. They deleted their website. If you ask me, the game's never coming out, so that's why I didn't finish it. But yeah, don't buy episodic games if you don't know who it's from, because like, you know, now people won't be refunded and stuff like that because it's been too long. So anyway, I'm
not buying episodic games anymore until it all drops. I really do. I would love. I can't wait for the day when this episodic shit goes away. Like,
I agree with that.
Release the whole
game out.
And then if not, like maybe once a month, but once every 2 or 3 months is ridiculous.
I say once a week.
Like yo, I'm really.
You know, it's funny. Like, not to go back to this topic, but like those type of games, I think would dominate on the Switch, like Nintendo. Like I would love to play those type of games.
Yeah, I think Batman is doing well on the Switch.
Yeah, like they need to put maybe more on there, to be honest, and just charge.
You put it on the phone. You can put it on the Switch.
Yeah, if you can put,
you can play Telltale games on my Comcast cable box, like, so I know you can play this shit on the Switch.
Yeah, if you can play Fortnite on that motherfucker, you should be able to play it on the Switch. That'd probably skyrocket on the Switch too.
I mean, Nintendo still got some stuff that they need.
Would nobody be allowed to stream?
I think that's gonna be an E3 announcement. Yeah, nobody can.
Yeah. Shout out to Denisha. When you gonna do a giveaway? Hey, stop. That was Ricky's man. Low budget Uno. If you don't make gummy merch, you the reason. Y'all think Rockstar will release a Bully 2? I don't know if we're ever gonna see a Bully 2 now.
I think the odds on it are really slim too.
Yeah, because I didn't know about Bully until I became a YouTuber.
I feel like it's bound to happen at some point.
Is it though?
I think they know enough of people.
I feel like it's gonna be a while, but I feel like it's just bound to happen because so many people are asking for it. Why not make it?
And Rockstar does a good job of listening to what people want. I feel like they'll do it.
That's true.
I mean, they put out games like every 6 years, though. Like, you know, to let the people don't.
But like what I'm saying is like with Dub, like they might fuck around and after this Red Dead drops some shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if GTA was next, but it would be Dub. I would absolutely love a Bully too. Absolutely, that's one of the games where I didn't know about it, and then I learned a lot about it on YouTube and saying that there was a huge group, a huge community that really liked the game. So yeah, I would love to see that. Travis Goat. Blitz ain't gonna play itself. My bad, bro. I recorded a video. I'll be out tomorrow.
He said that?
Yeah, how you said it?
Yeah, it'll be out tomorrow, bro. I got you. Ty Brown.
He said that?
Blitz won't play
Travis
itself.
Goat said Blitz ain't gonna play. Blitz ain't gonna play itself. Hey, Jari, I wrote one B-Day Friday. Hey, happy birthday, bro.
Birthday.
My Cash App. He left his Cash App in the donations for
You would go.
Yeah, facts.
The Bright Tom. Anyone want a Black Ops 4 beta code?
Yo, hit me up.
Hey, somebody will take that. Living Title with the donation. Thank you, bro. He just said 10 and he dropped us $10. Thank you, bro. Ty Brown, 2 donations. I wish I could give like 100, but I'm a broke student and you're funny as fuck, deserve more subs. And would you replay San Andreas? I might replay San Andreas one day. But you shouldn't be donating if you broke, bro. Come on, baby. Come on, man.
Better save that money for them ramen noodles, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all got the ravioli noodle diet, man.
Make sure you cook them all the way, though.
Hey, man, for my college students, bro, look, if you're in the dorm room, if you're hungry, bro, you better go make some hamburger helper, dog. That's
hamburger helper was the truth, boy.
That
or you
shit,
can make
bro,
some.
That used to save me in them dorm rooms.
My boy BG thought meat came in the box, bro.
Oh my God.
BG lost his pass. He lost
Shout
his
out
pass
to
forever.
BG, man.
He lost his pass.
That just lets me know he wasn't ever broke growing up.
Yeah, that's what that is. Hey, yo, you can tell.
BG,
you could tell.
BG lived comfortably when he was a kid.
Why would you even want to eat that?
Syrup sandwiches is a real thing.
You have no choice.
I mean, I guess if you broke, you don't got a choice. For real.
told me eat it or don't eat at all.
But the meat came with the...
Damn.
The only thing close is that cup of soup where it had like that dry ass, like the corn, little piece of meat and shit.
I mean, I thought the meat came in the box too when I was like 6.
I ain't never did that. Well, you know what it is? It's probably because I live with my grandma and I watched my grandma cook it. Like I knew it was just noodles and sauce and that shit.
You could smell hamburger helper.
As a kid, I'm like, how the hell did they put the meat in the box? Like what? Like that's.
Yeah.
Oh, also, y'all better make them sloppy joes, man. Look,
Yo,
y'all better find ways to make your money stretch.
Trey, what did you try to make that one time?
Hey, don't do me like that. Look, we ain't gonna talk about all that on
He
stream.
made one of the concoction meals where you don't really know, you ain't got a lot of food, you just gotta make something. I definitely ate concoctions, bro.
Oh shit, my head.
Concoctions?
My mom made some wild ass shit. I remember she went to the food bank, and she came back from the food bank with a can that it just said beef and there was a picture of an animal on it. It just said beef on that shit, bro. She made a meal with that, and I knew what it was when I bit into the meal.
Listen, bro, niggas ain't struggled. They ain't had no syrup sandwiches.
Yo,
nigga.
syrup sandwiches,
I had
bro.
Syrup sandwich.
Yo,
What's that?
With sugar water.
Syrup sandwich.
And mayonnaise sandwich. Trey
I had a mayonnaise sandwich.
Oh my God, you gross, my God.
I ain't never had a mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, I ain't never
You on
did
your own,
that.
bro. Hey, yo, I would
Yo,
eat
you might be a serial killer.
I would eat a sleeve of saltine crackers in water. That would be dinner, bro. Motherfuckers ain't had no bread. Saltine crackers got me thinking.
Dry cereal.
Yeah.
Like,
I had canned bread recently, which is weird because canned bread is more expensive than regular bread.
I never even knew about
Wait.
that,
They got canned bread.
I don't want no bread, no can.
Because I don't know. I had to when I started my new job. I had
expiration date on that motherfucker.
I think it was like 2021.
Them crisis meals, like
Yeah, it was. They had
zombie apocalypse type shit. So that's what they doing out here.
They had canned bread with. If you wanted to get a little fancy, they had canned bread with raisins.
So wait, So you had that for your briefest?
I swear.
You ate that for briefest?
I didn't. No, I had to eat it. I had to eat it for like
So that nigga to break
what do they call it?
Briefest.
For a new job, they made me eat it. They like, yeah, you gotta eat this.
Wait a minute, bro. I'm really tripping. You gonna have to send me a picture of what this motherfucker look like, cause I need to see what bread in the can.
Bread?
Like.
I've seen canned bread in the movie. I think I did. Because when he said the raisins, I was like, yeah, I've definitely seen that in the movie before.
Let me keep reading these for some people might have just showed up like, what kind of podcast is this? They talk about raisin bread in a can. Yeah, we do this shit. Fruit Fly with the donation. Shades, did you look up Pimp My Ride? I seen that I never knew that was a game until like this year or.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
I played that.
Back in the day, I played that whole too.
It's crazy.
Like PlayStation 2.
Low budget Uno said GMG equals give me gummies. Shari said Ricky wear Timbs with do-rags for songs.
I put the canned bread in the.
Bro, that shit look wild, bro. That shit look like
meatloaf.
Sloppy Joe. Nigga, like the fuck.
That shit like
do look
circular
like
meatloaf.
That shit look like the driest meatloaf
Ooh, this is an Amazon link.
ever. I'm about to.
Yeah, they out here serving circular meatloaf.
Hey, that shit.
That shit $22?
Bro,
Yeah, but you get like 8-pack
cans. Yeah.
So this is to basically survive a zombie apocalypse. So they pre-selling this shit. They pre-ordering it?
I had it and it wasn't even that bad, for real.
That's some ghetto shit.
What made you eat canned bread? Like, I just want to know what was going on.
Because it was like a dare from when I started my job. It was like, yeah, you won't eat this. I was like, yes, I will. And I did it.
Who had the canned bread on their person though? How you just carry canned bread on your person?
That's not even the main question I want to ask. Like, did you get paid for it or something? Like,
nah, it was a free dare.
You out here giving niggas free dares?
No. Since I ate it, they bought me a sandwich.
Okay. So after you tasted that,
was the sandwich made of canned bread?
Yeah, they bought me an Italian hoagie.
Oh, okay.
Hoagie. Oh yeah, that's a hero.
You out here just getting dares, cause got charged from the hoe.
I'll probably eat that shit too.
Yo, is this a fucking circus, my nigga?
Oh, they in the chat talking about porn.
Bro, yo, H1Z1 got a circus.
All right, let me wrap these last couple up and we'll move on. Alex Cub 3, Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. I love Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door, bro. I played that. I remember that. GameCube, fire. I love that game.
I've never played a Paper Mario.
Oh man, it was really good, bro. Navy Boy 27. How would you feel if Sony or Microsoft bowed Nintendo? Where the gummy merch? You see that shit? Yo, hey, I don't want.
Did you say buy?
They don't have enough money. They don't got
no.
Well, I know they ain't got enough money, but hypothetically, if they did, I would not like that.
Hypothetically, Nintendo could buy them out.
I would never. I don't want any of these last three console makers that we have. I don't want anything to happen to any of them because we will be completely screwed.
Nintendo and Sony almost had a joint console. I think they did have a joint console actually.
They did, but it got canceled.
Yeah, somebody from Nintendo. It was one person stopped the whole shit.
Second.
One dude, like
he didn't want it.
And that was the first like iteration of like CDs and shit. Like they was incorporating like CDs and shit.
That would have been fire. I ain't gonna lie. I do wish.
Bro, I'd be playing Pokemon.
Bro, the exclusives,
PS4,
dog. It will be endless.
Bro, Diddy Kong Racing crossplay.
I don't know about the exclusive part because we don't know what kind of policies Nintendo had anyways.
Yo,
that would have probably stopped Sony from probably.
What if Apple makes a console, yo?
Nah,
fuck out of here. Kiss my ass.
Hell nah. You gotta update. Nah, hell nah.
Next thing you know, your console's slow when you update it. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, you gotta sync that shit together.
Shit to the
Mac and shit. PS4 are already slow as shit after you update.
Exactly. They bottleneck my internet. I don't need an Apple device that's iOS 5.5 and then I gotta get the new one and put insurance on it. I'm good.
Jazzy 42. $50 dough. Ew. Thank you, bro. If y'all stream Battlefield 5, got to get iPod on there, bro. It's a war out here. I can't believe he said that when we was playing. We playing Battlefield. He said it's like a war out here.
It's like a war.
Wasn't that when he was sitting prone on the floor?
Yes. He's laying on the floor.
When he said that in a war game, that shit got me.
That's why we was laughing at it.
That's why we like, nigga, what?
That didn't make no sense.
I just remember it's like we playing sports out here.
Yeah, fact.
I just remember everybody dying the iPod laying prone in the middle of the floor. That's all I remember.
He was there for 10 minutes.
iPod was dead ass. I came around a corner and 10 minutes on the ground.
10 minutes. That dude was laying on the floor for 10 minutes in the same spot. And I recorded it.
He was getting his wings on.
Yo, that was even crazier than wings. Props, you got any news, rumors? I don't.
Really, look, I'm to be honest with you.
Okay, you good. Real quick, Kingdom Hearts has had, you know what? It's official. No, I'm lying. Sorry. we're supposed to be getting an official release date for Kingdom Hearts soon. I think they said that release date should be coming within the next month or so. We should be able to
I'm
hear.
assuming that's at E3 then.
E3 they're gonna announce.
Keep in mind, a lot of YouTubers have already been out to play the game, so the project is coming along, and it is getting pretty close to probably the final stages, or at least where they're comfortable with letting us know.
I've never heard a game take so long to come out and
All
have so much hype
games,
behind it.
Man.
And
Final
for that
Fantasy
awful-
15
this
took like
whole-
20 years.
How long? This whole has been what? Has it been like 20 years since it last?
No, it was 13. They weren't working on it for that long. They've only been working on it for maybe 4 or 5 years. But yeah, as far as just like people waiting.
All I know is this motherfucker better be fired because I'm getting it. And
They have other Kingdom Hearts
it
games,
has
but
to
we want Sora.
Dude,
Let's keep
it's
it funky.
going to be. I ain't gonna guarantee nothing, but I'm pretty confident this game is gonna be everything I expected it to be.
I think it's gonna be great, but why does it take Square Enix so long to make games? Like Final Fantasy VII Remake not coming out until 2022.
Yo, cancel that shit, yo. Cancel that game.
Oh, yeah, cancel that shit.
Cancel
Yeah,
that shit, bro. That's
speak
a
on
new
it, cancel
matter of
that.
fact, hold on. That's a good segue. Thank you, Dub. We got a new segment on here. You know what I'm saying? We got to tell them why you mad, but we just talk about some other shit. We cancel that shit. It's a game that you want canceled, a project, a movie, a TV show, an album, whatever it is that you don't even want to even come out, and they working on it. Yo, Final Fantasy VII, I love Final Fantasy. It's one of my favorite franchises, but cancel that shit, dog. They doing too much. They try to make that shit episodic. They sat up there and put out footage for a game that wasn't even really in development because they ain't have nothing else to show, and people don't want to talk about Sony for doing that. Microsoft, if they ain't got nothing, they not going to show you nothing. They ain't just going to show some stuff that they had on the drawing board as a goddamn blueprint.
Hey,
Sony.
Well, what was Scalebound?
Hold up.
You ain't trying.
Hold up.
Crack down
Scalebound, they fully intended on the game coming out and something went wrong. But this Sony's different, dog.
Nah,
Let's-
ain't nothing go
bro,
wrong. They didn't have they was like from what I seen about Scalebound, didn't nothing go wrong. It's just they wasn't ready for it.
They wasn't, whatever the case may
They
be.
showed all that shit, got hyped, people was anticipating, and they was like, nah, B, we not ready for
I'm
this
saying
yet.
it got canceled. Sony ain't canceling these games. They're like, yo, we ain't got nothing. So we gonna show them stuff. The first E3 of the new consoles, we're gonna show them Shenmue, and we're gonna announce Final Fantasy VII, and we're gonna come out. What? What about
That's not even
Chase,
that's not even a pro
Chase,
game.
that's not even a good statement, man. All 4 of those games took 4 years to make. Come on,
Wait,
man.
what?
Let's keep it on it. Sony and Microsoft guilty of it, man.
Whoa,
They all
whoa,
are.
Sony's
Look,
way
a
worse
wise
though.
man once
Sony's
said,
worse.
if
Sony's
you're not cheating,
way.
You're not trying.
Look,
Sony is worse. I agree.
we've seen Microsoft like, yo, we ain't really got a whole lot. So Sony, how you showing me Final Fantasy VII and then you say it'll be ready by 2023? Xbox ain't did that, bro. Well, where the HoloLens at?
No. But they gave us Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves. What's that other shit? If I'm not mistaken, Scalebound.
Sea of Thieves came out.
After
But
3
that's
years.
That's not even a game.
It came out though. Final Fantasy
floating
VII
simulator.
ain't out.
No, but your
If they
segment is
put Final
cancel that
Fantasy
shit.
Yo,
If they put Final Fantasy VII Remake out right now, I bet you it'd be more of a game than Sea of Thieves.
You
They
said
will.
cancel that shit.
Cancel
is what
the
you're saying,
game.
right? So I'm
Yo.
trying to say cancel Sea of Thieves. Why you brought it out like that?
it's already out. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Yeah, so I can't cancel Destiny 2?
No, you can't cancel some shit that's already out.
Improv hate
You gotta
that
cancel
shit.
some shit that's coming out. Nah, yo, Final Fantasy VII, just because of the way they did it, I don't think the game is going to be what it's supposed to be.
I don't think it's coming out.
It was a reach. I don't even know if it's coming out anyway. Oh,
I told
Crackdown,
you.
you can say that. Cancel that shit too.
I told you that the dude who creative director of Kingdom Hearts is actually working on Final Fantasy 2, which is
Hey,
why
what was that horror game that was supposed to come out from Sony, bro? Like that.
Deep Down.
Yeah, we might as well
That was a
cancel that.
futuristic medieval game.
Might as well cancel that whole too.
Cancel that shit, Capcom. Trying to see that shit. Why you even
I
reading?
see what that look like. I don't even remember that.
Yo, you
Yeah,
can't find it on
exactly.
YouTube no more.
You good?
I
Don't
I
even
forgot
remember
about that game. Look, like what
Yeah, that's
other
like-
games is coming out?
That's like Bernstein Bears. I don't even know if that
I think
existed.
you could. Wait, hold up. PS4
Yeah,
Deep
you
Down.
disrespecting the Bernstein Bears though?
Oh yeah.
5
No,
years
you
can't-
ago?
That
You know
can't.
how some people think it's spelled differently than it actually is?
Oh yeah.
You ever heard that? Yeah, that's how.
Yo, look at the gameplay. That shit look lit. Yo, it never came out. Capcom cancel it, right?
God damn.
Yo,
That shit look lit.
Yeah, at least we got Monster Hunter.
I ain't played that shit in a while neither.
Yours.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, this shit do look a little dope.
Deep down? No, that shit look fire.
That's it's a futuristic medieval game, son. That's lit.
Yeah, that whole canceled though.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, out of there.
Look at that shit. Look at that trailer 5 years ago.
Shout out to Piffman. He said they restarted Final Fantasy VII Remake. CyberConnect not working on it anymore. So it seemed like the game's about to go in development hell anyway. And every time a game does go in development hell, it's never it never compares to the games that came before. Ever. It's always dated. It feels dated. The pacing is off. You could just tell.
I mean, Final Fantasy 15 seemed pretty good, except it seemed rushed at the end, and the driving was.
It was good, but I think it could have been better if it didn't get worked on for 10 years and it didn't get scrapped by several studios and the ideas started over and the writing changed and all of that. All of that, I think, takes away from, the development or whatever. Some people absolutely don't like Final Fantasy 15 at all.
Yeah,
I understand
why.
It's
I think it's
I'm
an
the
awesome
same.
game.
I don't really care about Final Fantasy. I never got into it.
I don't care about none of them.
And the funny thing is, from what I've seen, it looks like a game I'd love, but I just never got into it.
Anyway,
what else can we cancel?
Yo, what else you got to cancel, man?
Cancel Halo.
Oh, cancel Halo. Cancel. What's that? Skull and Bones. Can we cancel that?
No, we're not canceling that. What you doing?
Nah.
Yo, it blows my mind that people okay with Division 2, bro. After they
hold
didn't
on,
give us
hold on,
Burrow.
wait, we ain't there yet.
Oh yeah, cancel Division 2.
Cancel that
Wait, no. I ain't gonna let y'all do that one.
Yeah,
So you basically
You can't cancel Final Fantasy 7 and not let me cancel Division 2.
No, y'all can cancel it, but I'm saying
I ain't canceling
the Division 2 is that is
we didn't
a whole
get
conversation.
Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan. So like that, and then what if they give it to us in Division 2? Really, that's acceptable? Cancel that shit. Cancel Crew 2.
But the thing is, we ain't seen no gameplay or heard about Division 2. Like these other games, we seen gameplay, video footage, and they've been talking about it for years. Division just came out not that long ago, so Division got a chance to fuck up. These other games have been franchises for a long time.
But to counter, that's a good point. But to counter that point, who asked for Division 2 and who even thought Division 1 was finished getting support?
Okay, hold on.
Because Division 1 still has a lot of people on it.
Let's talk about the Division 2.
That's my point,
Division 1 got one of the most useless spots in gaming, the Dark Zone. Shit's trash.
Wait, hold on.
That shit was fire as fuck.
Wait a minute.
It was fire, the first week.
Everybody that I know that did not like the game once they hit level 30, and then they ended up going back for year 2. They said the game is actually good. I want to take this opportunity, and this ain't even for y'all. I just want to talk about.
Hey, did you say, Ricky? You facts. Cancel Crew, nigga. Get that.
Cancel Crew 2.
Get that the fuck out of here.
I want to take
Schmack, get him the fuck out of here, nigga.
This whole Division 2 conversation is not really necessarily about the Division 2 exactly. The reason I even brought it up is because when we talked about the Division 1, when it came out, gave the game praise for the first 25, 30 hours, and then after that, we went ahead and told the people that the game was ass because the end game content was not there. There wasn't much to do. The Dark Zone was absolutely worthless. There was just you were leveling up and getting all these guns for no reason. We said all those things. And of course, there's some people that showed up like, somebody was like, yo, y'all keep speaking for the masses. Y'all I'm like, yo, when the fuck do we speak for the masses on here anyway? When have we ever said? I speak
for myself.
Everybody speaks as individual. We get into arguments with each other on here.
Cancel anything EA right now.
So for somebody to tell us that we speaking for the masses was a ridiculous ass statement. Now the reason I'm even saying this is because the stuff that we complained about, Ubisoft addressed for the Division 2. We said that there was no in-game content. They said that they're gonna have more in-game content because they feel that they didn't do their best with the in-game content. So why?
I said that. Destiny.
So you know how No Chase is passionate. That nigga really slowed down. Ubisoft, nigga.
Bro,
like, he was real passionate about. That nigga said Ubisoft.
I hate when people do this, and this happens to a lot of YouTubers.
Throw this out there. Cancel 4 or 2.
Enzo, they better not even announce it.
How you gonna release a character? How you gonna release a character and don't know how to balance?
Hey, matter of fact, cancel Star Wars Battlefront.
Cancel NBA Playgrounds too.
Hey yo.
Nah, wait.
Hold on.
Shout out to Clara, man. Send me my code first.
Ricky is really compromised.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's get back to Division 2. Come on.
That nigga got defensive. Hold.
Hey, look.
A chance now. Let's give it a chance.
The views of Dub is his and only his, not mine.
Why does this happen? Right? Let's say a YouTuber plays a game early or finishes a game before a lot of people and they do a review or they give first impressions or whatever, right? Or a person gives a reaction, but they get shitted on in the comments by the apologists who say, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But then months go by, and then we realize people was right. It happened to Market J. This is a prime example. He did a review on World War II. He said things like this. He said every map was bad. He said, I never played a Call of Duty where every map was bad. He said, I never played a Call of Duty where every kill streak was bad. I never played a Call of Duty that was so crazy with spawn systems and all. He said all of that. And that is 100% community facts right there because everybody's in agreement with that now. But when he said it at the time, people was like, "Oh, you just mad because you suck now."
Every now and then,
you play Black Ops 3.
We said that too when the beta came out. We got called crazy.
People don't want to hear that shit, and then months go by. Those people will never come back and say, "Damn, you was right." Like
this is this is why I'm saying cancel Division 2. Obviously, you know I'm getting it. Like I'm gonna be one of the first people to get that game because obviously
straight on that game.
Pete, on some real honestly, the concept. I love what they were going for with the Division. Like that shit was crazy to see. Like one of these big open worlds, of course, in New York, and like there's apocalypse. But let's keep it honest. They better make sure that whatever disease or whatever shit is gonna cause an outrage ain't some stupid shit like chickenpox hitting dollar bills in the bank. That was their concept. But this is the problem.
What's funny is I'm not mad at that concept. It just wasn't executed.
It wasn't delivered. Like nobody cared.
But like the idea behind it, like that to be like government out there. That's the perfect way.
No, but think about it. That's fine.
Niggas, bro.
Bro, that's fine. But when you played the game, no one out here gave a fuck to even learn
that
there was smallpox.
All I cared about, like the first time that we all ran through the Division story. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I have no clue what the fuck was going on. I gave zero fucks about it. All I needed to know is I needed to upgrade, and I was trying to hit this dark zone. That was really all we were trying to do. We were just trying to get this dark zone.
And not only that, look, and this is what I wanted to add to it. I'm not mad if they want to drop a part 2, because obviously there was a lot of shit that was going down with their team making some of the boroughs and stuff, but still they didn't deliver that, and they told us
his borough went in there, bro.
Bro, it's not that, bro. It's like, yo, you sold us a season pass, some other premium pass thing that I bought. Never got the content for it. They came out and apologized for that. Then all of a sudden they split up the development team. We never got other boroughs, and of course a year or so later they decided to drop a big update that got people playing. Then they tweeted out, we looked at a lot of feedback and we promised to make sure to add more content in Division 2. When you have to say shit like that, you shouldn't even be making a Division 2. You should just be adding a huge overhaul expansion to the Division 1, adding the boroughs. So now if we get the Division 2 and it's still in New York and it's adding, I guess, all the boroughs, that's crazy to me. They better add that shit in another state or somewhere. That's clearly a cash grab to me. And it's an overhaul game anyway.
This is the thing with Division, right? I'm gonna give it a second chance because I didn't hate it. I did enjoy the game for what it was, and I went back to it, and I'm playing it again, replaying it now with all the raids and stuff that they added. I'm getting a Destiny feel from it as far as like people hated Destiny 1 like crazy. Then about Taken King-ish, maybe Dub, you correct me, but I think it was about Taken King-ish was when the game changed and it became amazing.
Yeah.
And it was at the end of its life cycles when that game like turned up way more than what it was at the beginning. So
yeah.
I just don't want the Division 2 to suffer from Destiny 2's mistakes. I don't want. I want, because like even with Destiny 2, one of the biggest things that they fixed, which everybody complained about, was the story. Like you enjoyed the Destiny 2 story. I could tell you the story from beginning to end. That was a really good story. They added a lot of shit. So I hope that Division 2 incorporates more story. I want it to be a little bit more survivalish, to be honest, because that's kind of how I thought the game was going to be. Like, why the fuck did you got candy bars and water bottles all around here, and it's like just giving you extra speed and shit. I'm like, no, bro, I want to actually utilize that to eat, to scavenge, to actually make it worthwhile. The dark zone is cute for what it is, but it needs to be. I want the whole world to be a dark zone, nigga. Like, I want to be in the main mission, and I see a rogue nigga, and I'm like, yo, let me get that, run that.
Because that's how it was advertised. It was advertised as like a survival MMO, like, yeah.
And it was like little niche things that bothered me. Like I remember when they showed the game, the nigga grabbed the door off the car and used it as a shield. And shit, and took that out.
That didn't happen.
The burrow shit didn't bother me because I don't give a fuck about that. I just wanted more content. So to a certain extent, I do agree with that aspect. But it was a lot of the bosses felt the same. You know, they were
the same.
They just got to change the game up. Yeah, they was pretty much all the same.
They had different names.
I fought a Cody. Like, the names was trash.
Oh, my nigga Bruce was putting in work in the sewers, bro.
You mean Division 2, the one with all the bosses had hoodies and they all looked the same? Those were bosses. That's crazy.
Like, I want to be able to I want little things. Like, I want to customize my own character. I don't want to be Childish Gambino all the time. Like, cause that's definitely who that was.
The only thing that made bosses different from regular people is that they was just tanky as hell and they did more damage.
That's all. That's it. And they would the bosses would spout out these quotes the whole time you're fighting them. The same thing over and over. It was like, games were ridiculous. Oh, shout out to C-Town. He said cancel Days Gone. You know what? Since we talking about canceling some shit, I just want to say, y'all can, perhaps you weren't here last week. You didn't get a chance to look at Days Gone or anything like that, or talk about it anyway. I'm gonna put some Days Gone footage up here.
That's the what's his name? The nigga from Walking Dead in there.
The dude from what movie? He was
that's Death Stranding. That's Death Stranding that you're thinking about.
Oh yeah, Death Stranding.
Yeah, this guy was in. I seen him. He was on the Star Wars The Force Unleashed one. He was Luke on there, I believe. The only thing I remember this guy from is
Oh yeah, Days Gone. Yo, whatever happened to this game?
Okay, so let's talk about
gameplay.
Oh right, this game, the zombie.
So
yeah, I forgot about.
I'm gonna say one thing. I never want somebody's game to be ass. I never want a game to come out and be ass unless it is anti-consumer and they're gonna do some bullshit to the community. Then it's I hope this game does terribly. Other than that, I want all exclusives, especially, to be fire. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but prepare yourselves. If you are really into Sony exclusives, prepare yourselves for for the possibility that this game might be ass, yo. Just prepare yourselves for that opportunity or that possibility, because from what we've seen, I know this game, they still have a whole year of development, but we seen Horizon when it still had a whole year of development left. We seen God of War when it still had a whole year of development left. We seen Infamous when PS3 was still out, when they was working on that. We seen a bunch of games that were 1 year out, and they did not look like this. So
are these frame rate issues from the video or just the game? It's
the game, dude. It's a possibility. The game might be fire. I don't know, but it might be ass. Let's see.
Not to be an apologist, but I got a question. So, you said we seen Horizon when it was a whole year, but did we see a whole 1 hour gameplay of Horizon?
We seen 25 minutes.
We saw a good amount of gameplay. We saw.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we seen 20.
I forgot what they was trapping.
And it wasn't they didn't put the game in a controlled environment like they do with some of the other demos. It was just kind of just go out and do stuff. It wasn't play this area and do this. It didn't feel like that. But some of the animations I've seen, and it's crazy because the game didn't look this unpolished on the earlier gameplays that I've seen.
That's how it always is, bro.
So
that's crazy. Matter of fact, they just released another video, the only thing I'm gonna give this game a lot of credit is not the animations when you're meleeing enemies. I like how zombies respond to when you shoot them on the foot or something like that. Then all of a sudden they start to crawl, and how the zombies start to react to you when you encounter them. It doesn't look like it was laggy all the way. But I don't like how the dialogue was set, because the dude don't even sound like how he's supposed to be sounding. It just don't even sound right to me. He sounds country in a way different voice. He looked like he could have a more lower tone voice. No, he was out here saying, "Oh damn, I want to kill him." I'm like, whoa, you don't even look like that kind of guy. So yeah, cancel
that. Just looks pretty.
You cancel it?
Yeah, why not, man? Fuck it.
Nah, I ain't
I want to play the game. I'm definitely looking forward to the game, but I'm going in
cancel it,
expecting the game to be average.
I don't.
I get the game free.
I don't get what is this game?
Like, there you go. You see what you just said?
Yeah, like I don't understand it. Like I was gonna say is this like fucking State of Decay, nigga? But like,
they got zombies in
I don't even know like really what do you do
That's
other than
a
ride
problem for me.
on
Not with just this. All the games.
To be fair,
when you don't know
though,
what the game is.
When we saw that gameplay of Horizon, did we really get an understanding of what that game was?
I knew that they had robotic dinosaurs, and I wanted to
I knew it was late right away.
All this
shit. That's a different.
Only thing I know about this game is, and I ain't even seen a zombie yet. Only thing I know about this game is nigga is chasing another nigga on a motorcycle.
I mean, so one thing that we know about this game is that they got a lot of zombies, right? And then they showed that they possibly will have zombie animals because they showed a zombie bear, showed some wolves. That's basically all.
Yeah, but like they didn't show like what is it? Survival? Is it? Like,
oh no, they've been explaining what the story is about. Your wife dies, your wife gets killed, and you're out here just trying to survive as well as trying to take out the other team. It's like a Walking Dead like type of style, like Walking Dead season 1 and 2 before it became.
I think it's gonna be like a single player story game, like Last of Us.
Man, they ain't gonna have like Last of Us.
I don't think it's gonna be Last of Us quality, but it's gonna it's a single player.
People was comparing this to the Last of Us, and I never agreed with that because I never got that even from the first gameplays. But now that we see with this game, like how it's gonna kind of play, it's not gonna be anything like that. I mean, like I don't know, man. Like, they have other games that they have a model for, and they can kind of mash it up. But I don't know if they're gonna do it. Right there, we're talking about there's zombies in the game. We ain't seen a single zombie. You cannot.
No, I seen zombies. I seen zombie gameplay. I seen a lot.
I seen that.
In the first gameplay video, they had automatic bullets in the AK, and it was just mowing down zombies.
Yeah, but I didn't like the animations. It looks. I mean, this looks like it's super rough around the edges. It's alpha gameplay. So fucking what? I already gave you examples of other games.
Here's one thing that I'll say to maybe ease those worries a little bit though. We didn't like the animations or the combat in Monster Hunter at first either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I did not think Monster Hunter looked good. I thought it looked real buggy, and I loved the game. But I hope this is that. I hope it's the same thing. Anyway. Let me read these donations. I got a couple people, and then we're gonna move on to talk about this PlayStation.
Dick gummies, nigga.
Okay, you talking about the dick gummies? What you think about the dick gummies?
Right, man. Pull up on them with them dicks, man. Gummies. Big
Donovan Joseph said, "My thumb is on her nip like analog sticks." That's okay. And then he said cancel GMG for being late. Hey.
That nigga said my thumb is on her nip like an analog stick. What?
Travis Goat, hey, what are the odds of a Warriors remake or two? Probably not gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Hey, okay, cancel remakes.
Cancel that whole thought.
Cancel remakes, period, yo.
Nah, man.
I don't want to cancel remakes. I'll cancel remasters.
The Warriors is probably
the
best
movie, I agree.
The movie game out, dog. I want that.
I agree.
Imagine multiplayer, dog.
Come on, bro.
Y'all
tweaking.
They won't do it though. What about? I would love a Manhunt remaster, but they won't ever do it either.
Hell, Manhunt would be fun, but I'm good.
Midnight Club, bring it, but they won't do it.
Fruit Fly said cancel Ricky's hairline and 2K Park.
Ricky hairline
shit getting whacked, man. My shit been gone, yo.
Yeah, your hairline's not even messed up though. As long as it's lined up, you good. Kane Mitchell, first donation you to go. Remember when South Park brought out Jared the Subway guy?
He said Subway. I don't. The views and the words expressed by Chase is his and only his.
Hey yo, you real corporate, man.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, that South Park Jared song was hilarious, dog. He's looking.
When he came out, it killed me. He took the Subway out, the sandwich, put it on his crotch, and squirted mayonnaise all in the kid's head. I was just like.
So, yo, only South Park can get away with that shit, son.
Shout out to Kane Mitchell.
It sound like Jared.
Navy Boy, last donation for right now. I just think it would be cool to bring Pokemon Yellow, Blue, Red to Xbox or PS4 with open world and RPG style with graphics and more.
Hell no.
They're saying we're going to get a game, a straight up Pokemon on the Switch, and I'm definitely going to get back into Pokemon.
I guess that's the one rumor. So the rumor is, I guess, and there's a picture that I posted, but I can't post it in there. But basically, the new Pokemon game, which Nintendo trademarked and registered, is called Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So the two names of the game, supposedly, for the Switch is going to be those, and it's basically Pokemon Yellow remake, but just with well, not really remake, but like it's the same style. You're back in that old region, the Kanto region and shit. And then they incorporated Pokemon Go like features into the game. So
like seeing them, right?
Instead of like going into bushes and running around seeing Pidgeys, you'll be able to see them like you can on Pokemon Go. So they'll just pop up as opposed to having to look for them. And like the picture that I showed Ricky is like they had like Gyarados in the water. They had like Magikarp and a few other Pokemon all around him. The dude was riding on like Lapras, and he had like Eevee was on his shoulder. So I'm assuming they're bringing that feature back, like Pokemon Yellow. I wish they would do a open world with your friends. Like I want to go around capturing niggas and battling like Elite Four of my squad. That would be lit.
They said they're adding a multiplayer in it. I remember Game Freak announced that. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, but the multiplayer is probably gonna be like 2v2s.
I mean, multiplayer's always in Pokemon.
Yeah, it's always been there. It's probably just gonna be 2v2s, 3v3.
You know why I'm hyped? Because remember Pokemon Yellow, you was able to get Pikachu to walk with you, right?
Yeah, that's
so. I'm gonna be hyped if we're able to walk with because remember you could do that now in Pokemon Go, like your little companion Pokemon, they walk with you and shit, and they level up.
That's why Eevee was on his shoulder in that picture.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that shit.
And Pokemon started doing. I forget. Do you remember, Doug, when they stopped doing that? Because you used to be able to do that with other Pokemon.
I know you did it on. I know you could do it on Yellow. You couldn't do it on Red and Blue, and I don't think you could do it again.
Yellow was the first to do it.
Yeah, Yellow was the first to do it.
You couldn't do it in Silver or anything, but I think later on, like Black.
I don't think you could do it again until like Black and White, and then after that.
I can't wait, bro.
Next up, you know what?
Right.
Let's talk about this Sony situation.
Oh, what's the Sony situation?
Okay, so if I can go, let me go now, just so I can read the quote. If I can find the quote.
You don't hear?
Okay. Sony is entering the PS4 is entering the final phase of its life cycle. That is, first of all,
in 3 years.
No. See,
he just came out today and said it.
Hold on. I know he said that, but consider this. He said something about supporting it until, what was it, 2021? That doesn't mean there won't be another PlayStation before then. That just means games and stuff will continue to come out on the PS4 until that year. It's the same thing with PS3. They supported the PS3 for a couple years after the PS4 came out. So we don't really know if that's what he's saying, but I'm saying it's a strong possibility. Now, we felt that the PS3, Xbox 360 generation was long in terms of like, just if we compare that to how long the other console generations went, it's usually 4 to 5 years is usually the life cycle of a console. PlayStation was like 8, Xbox was about 8 or 9 or whatever it was. That's kind of long, so I wasn't expecting PS4 to go until 2020, 2021 or whatever. I was expecting to see another PlayStation right about next year, or at least an announcement next year, and I think we are going to see that. Shout out to Dreamcast guy. He said the passing around of like early dev kits was like a real thing, and it seems like since he said that, more information has been coming out. So I do think that's going to happen. I feel like I'm going to be disappointed if we repeat the same stuff this generation when the new console comes out, where there's not a whole lot of games and there's no backwards compatibility. And now, like a lot of people, they trade in their PS4s or their PS3s to get the next console. And then they get that, but there's not a lot of games to play. If you have backwards compatibility, we'll still be able to play those games while we wait for your new stuff to come out. The other thing that's kind of like disappointing is like, I feel like now the devs are finally figuring out the console, and then all the great games are coming. Same thing happened on PS3, and now we're looking at a new console coming out again, and like that's kind of whack. So I think for everybody's sake, whether or not you use it or not, I think backwards compatibility is going to be very, very important to transitioning to a new console, because the library is just not going to be there, and nobody wants to. A lot of people can't afford to keep their PS4s and Xbox Ones. They have to trade those in to have money to put towards a new one. Now you're not going to have no games. So anyway, What do y'all think about that? Is anybody surprised by that?
I'm not surprised. So I kind of figured this. Like maybe a year or so, I talked to Ricky about how at the end of every console's lifespan, as developers get more used to what the console can handle and stuff like that, you start to see the best games come out. It happened with like The Last of Us, and I feel like it's happening now because we got a great game in God of War that just came out for the PS4. So I'm not necessarily surprised that like we're getting to see the end of the PS4's lifespan, and like they're getting to the edges of what the PS4 can handle. But rather than talk about like their PS5 or anything that happened then, I'm more excited to now that they're kind of confirming that they understand fully what they can do with this console. I'm pretty excited for maybe the future games that are going to come out on these consoles, because if that's the case, then games like Detroit Becomes Human, Days Gone, all of these games should be just fantastic. So that's where I'm at. I'm more thinking about being excited for what's going to come for the future on these consoles rather than looking at the actual PS5 or whatever else.
I agree. We talked about this earlier, Chase, but I do think that I think that what Dub said is accurate. I think PlayStation has realized what they can get out of it. They gonna still come out with some fire games. I don't hold no doubts, but as far as the main features that people want, I don't expect any of that stuff to hit. The super UI changes and things like that, I don't expect any of that to hit, and unless they do at the very end and like transition it to PS5. Whereas like I was having this conversation, Chase, like I said, and we was talking about like the Xbox, whereas I think the Xbox still has more to go, like because they, with the Xbox One X, they're constantly adding and doing more things for it, especially media-based and entertainment-based, that I think that they're not technically at the end of their life cycle. Whereas I think PlayStation 5 will definitely be out before the next Xbox decides to rear its head.
How much earlier do you think the PS5 would come out than the Xbox?
I think a year, maybe two.
You think? I mean, anything's possible, right? But like just saying how Microsoft kind of moves, it seems like they really don't want to allow Sony to one up them, because they let them do it this gen when they put out the console maybe just about a week later, but the price difference was pretty.
I think that
big.
They'll be smart. Like I don't think. Well, they can. They got way too much money.
I'm not talking about like money wise.
Oh, okay.
You just about like console wise. Like they can't afford it. Like,
I don't
like. I think they can, because after people get their hands on the PS5 for a while, niggas might want something new, and then bam, here you go, Xbox One X. Guess what? We got two 1080 Ti's in this motherfucker, and blah blah blah. Like PlayStation. I mean, they're not going to do that, but I'm just saying.
That's saying like you don't want to compete though, right? Like, because that's going to be the thing. It's like, yo, I don't want to come out with them.
I mean, you got to remember, PlayStation 3 came out a year after Xbox.
It did. I mean,
and Wii U came out 3 years after Xbox 360.
Right, but Wii doesn't want to compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to compete.
I mean, they don't want to compete, but they still be having some of the most sales. Like
now,
I feel like
time.
In order.
Wii was number one.
Right.
Well, yeah, Wii. But I feel like in order to compete,
the Switch, I don't know if the Switch is number one, but I think it's selling.
Getting
still,
there.
I think it's pretty high. Like
it's doing well. It's doing real well.
I'm just giving a guess. I don't think they're gonna come out around the same time. I
hope they do, man. I think it's important to us.
I feel like in order to compete, they will come out at the same time, and maybe earlier. I feel like they're gonna try to beat Sony to the punch.
They did that this time. They came out first. Xbox came out before PS4. Remember, it came out like a week before.
No, it was a week after.
No, it was the week after.
I mean, it's still around the same time, so I don't really...
Yo, you know what's crazy to me? I have no problem with it coming out 5 years. What I have a problem with is I'm worried that we're going to get another... Because I'm going to be honest, we're now just hitting... Maybe even last year, we're finally getting good polish built from the ground up on this current hardware games. Dub, I always say this, made the perfect point that when 2013, when they announced it, Sony actually didn't give out dev kits until 2012, which means that we got a lot of ported games to the current consoles. Mm-hmm. And I'm worried that if they do announce, they're going to announce it next year and they might come out the year after. Mm-hmm. but we need enough time because if you look at shit like Santa Monica Studios, they don't come out with a God of War every year. So we're expecting to see every 5 years, which means we're only getting one God of War game for this current gen hardware, right? So how long until they get dev kits to make games for the next gen hardware towards like the end of the cycle again? I just think they should better prepare themselves because I don't want a sloppy start to like another fucking console gen. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be upfront and
I want new games and not just ported Grand Theft Auto. Like I don't want as much as I love Last of Us. I don't want another reiteration of that immediately on there. Like unless it's part 3. Like so, yeah, I agree with you because like we got to compare it. Like even though they're not competing, look at the Switch. They said the Switch had the most most game releases ever. Like for their launch. Like I'm tired of getting. I mean, I guess we had technically Watch Dogs, but like. You know how that went.
That shit was supposed to come out with GTA too. That's what's funny.
And it wasn't the Crew and like a whole bunch of other shit was supposed to come out when the PlayStation first dropped. Then they had their own Drive Club. Well, I completely forgot about that.
Cancel that shit.
But yeah, Drive Club was supposed to come out. Like there was all type of games supposed to come out. So like I'm tired. I'm with Ricky. I'm tired of games supposing to come out. Don't come out with the same exact games. And I already know Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be like, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to because look how much more money Grand Theft Auto made when it came over to the PS4 and Xbox One. So, of course, they're going to do that. But I want God of War 2 or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. We're not going to see another God of War until maybe 4 or 5 more years. And at that point, we would hope that it's like a year or 2 years after we get this new hardware. And one more thing, too, is they got to make sure this time both of them, PlayStation and Microsoft, and I think Microsoft honestly has like a little bit of the upper hand with the experience now, to make sure that their hardware is on par with PC because, like I said, this hardware gen was so sloppy with how people looked at consoles that it caused so many people to switch consoles. It caused Microsoft to make different versions of their console, PlayStation 4. Like, so hopefully, like I said, it's not as sloppy and we get delivered like brand new IPs at the start. And, both, even Microsoft gets like brand new IPs because this was just a miss shot for them with their current. And I think they looked at it too and probably like, yo, we got to get as many new IPs as possible for this next gen. So,
question. So let's say new Xbox comes out end of next year, new PlayStation comes out end of next year. It was kind of hard for us to have this conversation before because these consoles weren't out long enough. But let's say the console generation ended this year.
Next year is too soon, I think.
This year, what would y'all say was better? PS3 and Xbox 360 or PS4 and Xbox One?
Can you be specific?
Game-wise.
PS3.
Should you eliminate all the remasters?
PS3 and Xbox 360.
No.
You don't have to eliminate anything. Just last gen versus
PS3. Yeah, PS3, Xbox 360. I don't even think it's a question.
You don't think it's a question?
No. BioShock, Borderlands, Last of Us.
Oh, you know
Grand
what?
Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft
Far
Auto
Cry 3.
5,
You didn't play Far Cry 3 at that point.
all the Far Cries, the better 2Ks,
Mass Effect, brand new
Mass
IP.
Effects, like Gears of War, Halo, like.
Then the ending in
Halo
2013 really knocked it off with all their IPs that they dropped. That 1 year alone.
If we're being honest, that's
Splinter
not
Cell.
Yeah, we've been honest. That's not
real
it.
Saints Row games.
There was way too many good games last.
It's I think, but you know what I will say, I think after we really sit and we start looking at the games that we got this gen, I think we might realize this gen is actually a little bit better than we think it is right now without really looking.
I would pick this gen just because the resurgence of Nintendo added a lot of good games.
Wait, you pick this gen over last gen?
No, I thought we was talking about PlayStation 3. Oh, we're adding Nintendo as well?
Just last gen versus this gen, period.
No, because
this gen looks better, but last gen, to me, and not only that, last gen revolutionized gaming. It incorporated way more multiplayer. It made actual community. A lot of their systems did have backwards compatibility back then. So, like, I think that it changed. Last generation changed gaming.
I'm thinking of it a little bit different. I think I'm looking at it more broadly because I'm also including, like, Nintendo and PC gaming into this current gen. So when I think about it like that, there's so many games that I play, like Overwatch, Warframe. There's so many good games that I've been playing this gen. Even though last gen had great games, I don't know. I feel like this gen I've had way more fun. I've even started playing more fighting games.
See, I'm different because like even last gen, like I wasn't. Destiny is a very few exception. Like Destiny is the only game that I have as much hours as time that I had in like Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, or Gears or something like that. But like I just think last gen, I
don't even think it's like fair.
Last gen is how I met y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Last gen was more like, I don't know. Last gen I feel like I met way more people and I became cool with way more people just off of gaming, just meeting people with gaming, finding people that actually game. Like, cause before that we just had PS2 and Xbox, and I guess you could go online, but niggas didn't know that shit back then like that.
You know what's weird? I would have to put Destiny in last gen for me because I played that on the PS3. So if
it's on PS3 like that, 360, yeah.
And
like,
yeah,
multiplayer games for me, I'm not speaking for me, were better last gen. And I mean, I don't mean like, I'm not talking about like Fortnite, that's a new game. I'm saying like the Call of Duties, 2K, Madden, Battlefield. I like the last gen versions.
Yep. The games weren't
than the current gen version.
The games this gen look better, but it comes with issues versus last gen. I don't think there was plenty of issues. Like there were like, but granted, there's more people playing now than this gen than there were last gen. But I don't even think there was like many server issues that I can recall like that back then. Like, of course, you would have the occasional Call of Duty issues, but like, I don't know. I think last gen might be one of the best in gaming, to be honest.
Super hard because I got Fortnite, PUBG, and all these other games.
But as consumers, last gen was better too. Just as us just being consumers, like microtransactions started happening, but it wasn't like ridiculous.
No, it wasn't like no. It wasn't anywhere near, like not even close, not even in the same universe.
Right.
But let's keep it funky too. Like I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I'll do it anyway. It's like, to be fair, the scale of most games on PS3 and 360, they had some huge ass titles, but PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, the way the games are developed now to try to meet the standards, and just how long some of these games are going to take, because we're looking at I know we sometimes shit on these games, but these games is looking far more superior than how certain games came out last year.
They should.
Yeah, exactly. And I
just think more technology now. Like,
and of course,
it's just better.
And it's always been like man-made type shit. So when I look at it like these games are being developed and how fast the developers got to be, it's so crazy to me that we're getting a game and immediately next year these people got to keep working on to get us another game the following year. So I'm looking at it like, 360 and PS3 was great when we look back, but I remember having some complaints during the phases of that gen. Like, I was complaining a lot with certain games. There was a lot of games that had issues. But I just feel like this gen, we're getting games that are releasing probably like 80%, and we're getting like patches through and through that did not happen as much. You know, they happen sometimes, but they did not happen as much last gen. Like, we're getting incomplete games.
If anything, that goes on to say more about last gen, because I didn't need to install every fucking game, and I didn't need to have a 2 terabyte hard drive and every 2K update wasn't 4.8 gigabytes just for Michael Jordan's tongue wagging. Like, there's just a lot of shit that just, like, last gen, I don't, like, granted, a good majority of last gen was Call of Duty. If we being real funky with it, like, Call of Duty dominated. Like, the Call of Duty 2K was like god tier. Gears were early on, but there were also scattered games in between that was fire. Like, I loved Army of Two. Like, I don't know if y'all played Army of Two and shit. Army of Two, like Bullet, like niche games like Bulletstorm, Homefront, the first one. Like, there's just a lot of games, and it was just a lot, and it was a lot of co-op games, and I feel like even last gen, we had DC Universe Online. Like, like, it was a lot of games last gen, bro. Like, so I said it's not really fair to compare, because we still playing games on last gen.
I don't even know how I would compare.
We still want to play games on last gen. That's why we want backwards compatibility now, so we can play games on last gen. I don't think I'm going to be wanting on PS5 to be playing PS4 games.
Like, well, they better though.
I want all new PS5 games.
Nah. They better have that option though. Like, yo, that's crazy to me.
I still want PS3 and PS2 games.
I will pay more for a console.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
If I need.
No, that's what I'm saying. On your PS4, Prof, I'm pretty. Yeah, you want to play PS3 and PS2. Yeah. I want to play them too. So they better make sure like we able to still play PS4 games, because that's some crazy shit. If we get a PS5 and all of a sudden we got to end up plugging in different consoles.
What I'm saying, Ricky, is me personally. like I love certain games on PS4, but I don't give a fuck if I don't play them. Like, because I want the better versions of them. Like, I don't want to play God of War again on PS5. I want a new God of War. I want new IPs. I don't want to play Last of Us 1 remastered on PS5. Like, I really just want to play the PS3 and PS2 games. Like, I want to go back and play all the Personas. Like, I want to play a lot of those games that we can't play now. Like, PS5, I don't necessarily, I'm not saying that they don't need to have it, but I personally don't really want to play PS4 games on PS5. I want like the Fight Nights and the old shits like on 360.
Oh no! That I agree. They need to have them all. They need to have all the options though.
NBA Streets, like shit. I'll even take N1 Street Hoops, nigga. That shit was fire too. Nigga sleep on it.
Yo, honestly, I think they should have all of
that game. I couldn't get past the level on that game though.
I might have to say last gen was better, just because. I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like a lot of current gen games were just worse versions of last gen games.
Mm-hmm.
Like Far Cry 5 and like
Saints Row, fucking ride the ass out of hell.
But also like it's really not even fair though, because like as I said, last gen was like 8-9 years, so they had a lot of years to make a lot of bangers and shit like that.
And a lot of their better games came at the end of the cycle.
Like year 6. Yep. Year 6, we started getting that heat. Well, I think not. Maybe it was 2000.
But I don't think there was like, to be honest, I don't. 12. Again, my memory might be bad, but I can't recall. Maybe because Call of Duty was so there that you always had something to play. But I don't recall too many like dry spouts with games back last gen, because I feel like there was always something to play.
June and July, regular periods of the year.
Like for me, if there was a dry spout, it was always filled in with like Call of Duty or Halo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or like Red Dead, or like there's always
Call of Duty used to carry me legit for a year.
Yeah, like 3 years. Like if we being honest, because like you know how niggas back in last gen was like, last gen was like what? This Call of Duty's ass, but niggas went back and played the old one. Like so, like old ones came back really heavy. Like Battlefield 3, boy, Bad Company 1 and 2. Like, come on, bro. Like Chase said, Splinter Cell was ridiculous.
Splinter Cell was really good, man.
Like, I hope it's not open world, dog.
I forgot about the Metal Gear Solid too.
I think that this gen just has a lot more free games, I guess, that are more played. Because I can't
more
like
indies, like more
like
small
gen,
studios.
They had like 1 vs 100, which niggas don't really remember that game. They had the Doritos Locos Crash Course, but those was like really it for the super free game. But then you got to go back and remember they had plenty of arcade games, the Mortal Kombat, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like they had mad arcade games on that Xbox 360.
Yeah, they did. I felt like last gen.
The Sonics came. Like they had all
Turtles and stuff like
Streets
that.
of Rage. You said Streets of Rage too, Trey?
I said State of Decay too.
Okay, they had the Streets of Rage. Like they had a lot of shit.
I feel like last gen was just carried by Sony and Microsoft, but this gen is more balanced of everybody, but it's also super congested, I guess, with a bunch of bullshit.
That's why I say last gen, is because like the bullshit started, right? Like I remember the whole map pack
bullshit
thing.
Started with Watch Dogs.
I
remember
cancel that shit.
And Drive Club.
I remember Black Ops 3 was messed up when it came out. But Black Ops 2 had people bought the season pass, but then I remember they went in because the season pass initially says you got access to all post-game content. But they went in and changed it because they started doing microtransactions on there. And that was the first time we was able to spend money to get extra class slots and camos and stuff. And, people didn't think it was a big deal.
Hey, yo, you lied about that, yo. Like, I didn't think about that until you
say that one more time.
That mention about microtransaction was there, but it wasn't as prominent as it is now.
Yeah.
Like, they out here bragging about selling Rockstar.
Yes.
Like
we didn't
have numbers. We made
niggas wasn't really
doing
doing that like that back then. It was like the most microtransactions we paid for was Call of Duty maps.
Yeah, man.
We was mad at them about that.
Tell them camos. Them camos and them class slots was the beginning of the end for us. And in this gen, they just got ridiculous. And we just
keep dance right now for 20 bones, nigga. What's up, nigga?
You know what's crazy? I wouldn't even be mad at all this shit if they didn't take out the original content and putting that shit behind a paywall. That's ass.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm saying this gen. You see the Shaq Fu gameplay? Yeah, this gen is fire.
I'm probably gonna get it. I ain't gonna hold
you know what?
I'll definitely cop that. That's a game of L's. Let's
Shaq Fu? I'm getting it for free.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Battlefield 5 in just a second. But shout out to King Corey. He donated with Streamlabs. The Xbox just needs to believe in what they do best, which was concentrating on hardcore gamers and creating a killer app game that casuals can buy to and they'll be back to where they need to be. I have all 3 consoles, so I'm not a fanboy at all. I agree with that. People need to learn how to stay in their lane, and that you should always look to improve. But some stuff you just don't do well.
Tripping? What the fuck just happened?
What happened?
Just like,
I think he
Yeah,
lagged.
son.
I think he
Bro, I
lagged.
thought it was my Wi-Fi, dog. Look,
said,
when I hear lag, I don't say nothing.
I was like,
I
yo, did I
lagged.
pay my bill?
I lagged.
Yeah, you lagged. That's the first time in a while.
I was
God.
about to say, did I pay my internet bill?
Well, we good.
I thought y'all went out. To be honest.
Anyhow, I think that, the consoles need to continue to learn from each other. Like, they're doing well with that. Maybe we should consider the same stuff. Prime example, and this will be the last thing I'm gonna say. EA Access, popular service on Xbox, great value. What is it? $5 a month?
EA Access, $5 a month.
$5 a month, and
Great.
you get to demo EA games for a week before they come out. Then I think you get like 6 hours of free time on there to decide if you want the game. Well, they offered that service to Sony, and Sony said no, it's not going to be a good value for our customers. That's obviously.
How are you gonna say that's not a good value, but you got PS Now?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I want to see the companies just learn more from each other and see what's working and just go ahead and implement it. I mean, all these services Xbox is doing. I would like to see Sony come out with more of their services, and it don't got to be the same thing, but just like services. We like services. We wouldn't mind having some extra features and stuff like that. But Battlefield 5, I don't even have any gameplay for that. But there was a reveal today, and the stream was at what, 4:30?
4 p.m.
Like
4
4
p.m.
something.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Don't get it twisted.
The game comes out this October. It's going to be from World War II, which is good because they really restricted themselves, and I don't think they realized how much restrictions they was going to have on themselves with that World War. What was it? Battlefield 1. I'm sorry, Battlefield 1. This one looks better, but like at the end of the day, Battlefield always looks like Battlefield. Call of Duty always looks like Call of Duty. 2K, Madden. And unless it's the next generation, I don't really ever see stuff where I'm just like blown away. But it does look like it's going to be more of what we want from Battlefield, minus the restrictions. So that reveal wasn't really that spectacular. They showed us what, a minute and a half reveal.
Yeah, reveal trailer.
One thing with Battlefield though that I felt like they're the exact opposite of Call of Duty, where they know exactly what their fans want. They just continue to give it to them with consistency. Except, I guess, Hardline, but that's not even like that.
The Hardline was slept on.
That's still pretty good.
Did Battlefield 1 do that? Because I know that game, people liked it for like a little bit, but after like about 15, 20 hours, man, that thing was it was real forgettable for a Battlefield game if we compare it to
I feel
other
like
games.
That was more because it was World War I and just like.
Man, honestly, I don't care what time zone that thing was. I get what you was trying to do, but look, I don't care if you got something that's anti-tank. I don't care how weak it was in Battlefield 1. Man, put that thing up. I'm over here hitting tanks with 2 damage. It's not gonna go down.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think a lot of people I know were hyped for it, and I think once the game came out, they were like, "Damn!" To be honest,
why was Superman riding on horses in that game?
Wait, what?
No, when the dude was on the horse, he was Superman. 1-hit kills, a lot of help.
Okay.
Nah,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I just think it was like a wake up. Like, damn, World War I don't have no type of like shit in it. So for the game, they didn't, and they said they didn't want to stick in a whole bunch of concept weapons. Like they wanted to make sure. So it sold pretty well, honestly. But
and then also like my bad to cut you off, but it's not even just the time zone that it was. It's like how dumb the unlock system was. Okay, boom. Level 1, 2, and 3, I get a gun, but I gotta wait 15 to get the last gun. That makes no sense.
Yeah,
and then a lot of times you did that grinding, and the last gun was trash.
Yep. You finally get that unlock, and it's the same gun with like
come on now
a sight that you don't even want. It was just like complete ass. I know people want to stay authentic, but like sometimes you gotta like play with fantasy a little bit when it comes to these games where people just sit out of it. I know
but they never win because one minute you have people agreeing as I agree with you, and then you got other people once the game came out, and if they would have done that, people would have been bitching. They would have been like, so people always got to complain for something. But because I agree with you, they should, because they added skins for the guns. They could have at least say, yo, screw it, we'll add these concept weapons.
You can't tell me you want reality from a shooter and then you go and buy a pink diamond camo for a World War II setting on Call of Duty. Like you can't get mad that, you know what? I thought at one point somebody said that Call of Duty wasn't going to put real guns in the game. I don't know what game it was because they didn't feel like dealing with license issues to have the real guns in the game. So all the guns was that Black Ops 3?
I feel like it was Black Ops 3. That's what I was gonna say.
They did it again.
They did it again for Black Ops 4?
You didn't see the guns? I don't know any of them.
I don't know the guns were designed like a lot of the guns that we know, but the names would be different. I mean, they had a gun called the Man of War. I was like, oh God, like this is definitely not real.
Yeah, I remember that terrible named gun, dog. The Man of War.
That Man of War was a beast, though, boy. You knocking bitches down with that gun. Anyway,
they don't want
that shit. Terrible.
There was no talk about Battle Royale either. People are saying if it does come out, well, at least the article says that if it does come out, it may come out. It might not come out with the game. It might come out after the game.
I'll be honest. I don't want to hear people. People better keep that same energy. The same ones who told me on my stream, "Yo, this actually looks good for Call of Duty." I wouldn't put it past me that I think Battlefield it'll work, and in fact, I think it'll work even more.
Every Call of Duty trailer, this look good for Call of Duty.
That's what I'm saying. And in fact, like I think it'll work even better for Battlefield because they showed that they can do 40v40, 60v60 on consoles. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I'm hearing rumors, I'll just throw a quick ass rumor in here. The fact that I heard that, and shout out to Dreamcast guy too, because he also made a video on it, was that the game, that Call of Duty Blackout, the reason why they didn't show no gameplay was because during their alpha testing, they were struggling to get 30 players in a server. Battlefield cooks with 30 players. That's nothing for them. So I think it'll even work to their advantage.
You talking Blackout?
This is. It's like this.
Yeah, he lost his voice.
Blackout. Like, yo, you can need to go sit the fuck down. Why you do that at the end? Everything was going so well, David.
Yeah, he said Blackout. Mad crazy with it.
Over 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown.
Why that map out of all maps, dog?
I don't know.
Yo, this chat is wild.
Yo, the chat. I just went ahead and let them go. I just let them do their thing today.
I'm not playing.
Yo, this shit is funny as shit, bro.
Yeah,
I shoot my shot in that brick. I shoot my shot in that brick.
Yeah, they unreal. But H1Z1, I haven't played it yet.
I'm on it
it's
right
free
now.
for PS4.
I can't even connect to the servers. What's up?
Is it on Xbox?
No.
Nah.
Sony and PCO.
Come on, man.
Xbox got PUBG.
Why is it not on Xbox?
Because Xbox got PUBG, and PUBG run at 10 frames per second.
This used to be owned by Sony Online Entertainment, sir.
You had to throw that.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there. It run like big rigs.
Facts. On Xbox? Facts, yeah.
I mean, what's up with H1 though? I'm ignorant. Like, fill me in.
It feels more smooth
H1
on Xbox.
when you can get into a game, it feels pretty good. But that's if you can get into a game.
Okay, why play H1 over say Fortnite or DayZ or
because
cancel that shit.
PUBG and DayZ on PlayStation.
Okay,
that's one. And H1Z1 is just a different feel. Like it's both games are fun to me. Like Fortnite, I have my fun with, but I don't know. It's something fun about just riding around with 5 niggas and pulling up on dudes and just spraying with people. Like,
and then when
you don't get that.
Killing all of y'all.
Yeah, you don't get that in Fortnite because like you can't. There's obviously no vehicles or nothing, so you're not really pulling up on niggas. Plus you have, I don't know. It's just fun. H1. Although I do want the survival mode because I think the survival mode personally is better. But this game, if you guys, it's just on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
The beta. Yeah. So like H1Z1, you can download it. Like they said, when you can get in a fucking game, it's fun as shit.
Me and Prof be going in.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Me and Ricky last night was putting in work, bro. Like we was putting in time.
Yeah, I put in work too.
I'm not one to say one is better than the other. I think Battle Royale is Battle Royale. You like it or you don't like it. I do think there are bad Battle Royale, so I won't not say that. But I do think that you just gotta look at them in terms of differences. I think that H1 is more comparable to PUBG than it is Fortnite. Fortnite is just different monsters. Just Fortnite really just took on a life of its own.
I think PUBG and Fortnite are definitely more well made because even a dropping in H1Z1 is just like, what the heck?
Well, and the funny thing is, I think that H1 is funny because like it plays on PC. Like it really does.
Yeah, exactly.
It plays exactly the same. Like it almost even looks exactly the same. Like I don't feel that much, so it's not really hard to.
I got a question. I've heard, but I can't confirm because I haven't played it. Like the map's like significantly smaller, right? Of course, like
in comparison to what, like Fortnite?
No, it's like H1 on the PC because like H1 on the PC's fucking map is big as shit.
Yeah, it
is. Is it?
It's. I think it's bigger, but I think that
the zone closes fast though now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you know what? I could be wrong. It might be the same. I haven't played.
I feel like it's the same.
It's the same map size. It's the same map size.
All right.
And the thing about like
PC
H1, like they have different modes. So like they started. I don't know when they started this. I know they started a while ago, but like, they have like a Twisted Metal mode where like you get 5 people and y'all are just in a car and you just got to kill other people's cars with guns and shit like that. That shit is fire. I hope that they incorporate that. I do think that there's definitely some tweaking that needs to be fixed in this game. Obviously, it's an open beta, but I think right now it's fun. And it's free, so like. You know how we is. When something's free, there's nothing wrong with trying it out.
If it's free, it's for me, dog.
Hey, I went ahead and downloaded that thing.
Sure, you said you was uninstalled.
I might if I can't connect, though. It might be free, but if I can't play it, it's trash.
2 game delays have been, this is typical for this generation. That's another thing. Last gen, we did not experience near as many game delays. I mean, we did from Rockstar, but not like this. Skull and Bones has been delayed to 2019, 2020. It's not like we had any gameplay or anything to go off of anyway. I was looking at, the trailer was pretty dope. I don't know how people compared it to Sea of Thieves just because it has both powers. Yeah. But I think it's safe to say that, like, I don't know how many people are going to really be disappointed that it's not coming out. I mean, people will probably play it when it comes out, but I don't think anybody.
I feel like a lot of people don't even know what it is. Why would you want to play this game anyway when you got Sea of Thieves? You got Sea of Thieves to play. You don't need to play this.
See it what? All right.
Yeah.
Cancel it.
And Ubisoft already has 4 or 5 games coming out this year still. So
you gotta be specific.
Do that?
I mean, they have.
You gotta be specific.
Of the games that are coming out.
Yeah. They have 4 or 5 open world games coming.
Okay, you're right. And then the other delay is NBA Playgrounds has been delayed. You know what?
Hey, Clara.
It doesn't say anything about the next day either.
So cancel it.
Nah, Clara. The views and points of King
You know what I'm about to do though? Where's the Shaq Fu gameplay? Because it's the same company that makes Shaq Fu.
Yeah. So the people who make this game, can I not get Shaq Fu after seeing that game free? Can I not get Shaq Fu for free? Can I just get Playgrounds 2 for free?
They're about to put you on the blacklist. The views and points of King Dub is his and only his.
I love NBA Playgrounds.
Let's look at this Shaq Fu though. Is this Shaq Fu? Let me see if I can make this full screen so y'all can see.
He was doing the same combo.
Shaq Doodle.
There we go.
Shaq Doodle.
Shaq Fu.
Shaq Doodle. Here, Shaq Doodle. Say a word that's not a cutscene that's
from
drawn.
Game Explain.
Yeah, this is some good art though.
I mean, y'all see the art style. Is this an Xbox exclusive?
They're trying to say that's Shaq's mom.
It looked like it.
It's a launch exclusive.
That's this looked like an Xbox exclusive title.
An Xbox trailer exclusive.
I mean,
AAA budget. Made by Microsoft.
Yo, is there voice? I can't hear. Is there voice? Is there like sound on this?
She found Shaq in the fanny pack.
Come on, Trey.
My mother named me Shaquille and raised her as her own. Y'all see? Look at little Shaq's head.
That look like your head, cuz. Oh, never mind.
Pause.
Yo, wait, is that Shaq?
Yeah, that's Shaq.
That's Shaq, dog.
Yeah, the Shaq got the pinwheel hat on his head. I am done.
Getting bullied. Come on, man.
Yo, Shaq fucked his mama's insides up, bro.
Wait.
That nigga.
This game actually has a story.
It does.
Bro,
this is already better than Destiny.
It's already better than Afro Samurai 2.
Yo, I was just about to say Afro Samurai.
It's already better than that.
Yeah, wow.
Somebody told me that game was fun.
What? Afro Samurai 2? Shit wasn't even able to come out. Part 1 was lit.
Why you laughing at them people, dog? What's wrong with you?
They had to refund everybody money. They tried.
Wait, Afro Samurai 2 didn't come out.
It came out for like a day, and then they removed it from Steam and just gave everybody back their money and closed down. Now they're unemployed. It's crazy. Now they work for Kickstarters. I'm lying.
Let me link this channel.
Whose channel you linking?
That was right in there. These are the people that have the footage.
Oh yeah, we ain't trying to get claims.
Anybody but who getting this Shaq though?
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
I really don't have
Hold
a
on.
choice but to get it.
Hold
Like,
on.
I get it for free.
Hold on, real quick.
Hey, why you getting it for free? And why?
Because I got I got what's NBA Playgrounds on the Switch.
Oh yeah, you get that joint free.
So it's coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
Hold on, Shaquille. What you gonna do? Ooh, slow mo.
See, look at he just spamming buttons.
Hold on, let me load it up on here. Or you know what? Never mind, because it's gonna restart.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. We clown Shaq Fu, but that shit was fire at the time.
It got bad reviews at the time too, though. But we was rolling little kids and shit. We thought it was lit.
Yeah.
So you thought it was like Dubai type lit?
I didn't think it was lit as Dubai.
That shit.
Whoa.
Alright. Hey, y'all see what I just put? Yeah,
I'm not buying this game, family. I ain't gonna hold you up, bro. It's just,
if I can get it for free.
If I do it, it'll be purely for a YouTube video. Purely.
Now you gotta buy it. You gotta support the devs, and that's Batum.
Oh shit.
Game of L's.
Thanks.
No, go ahead and give me this for Game of L's. Go ahead.
That's like giving you Hot Miami.
Facts. This might. Wait, is it multiplayer still? Like, can you fight each other?
Hey, what happened to the Toe Jam and Earl remake or the sequel?
I thought you said tutelage.
Why happened to Toe Jam and Earl 3? Whatever that was. They had a kick. You know what?
Jam and Earl.
Let's talk about it, bro. You don't know about y'all young, man. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't know about that one.
Sure.
I saw it, but I never played it.
I'm about to say,
it was on
who
Sega.
you talking to, nigga? Like,
No, not you. I know you.
Wow. I was about to say, boy.
Yeah, I like the second one better than the first one.
I did too.
But they had a Kickstarter. There are a lot of games out here with Kickstarters, and they just never we just hear nothing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yo, this Shaq Fu
shit.
this is very expensive.
Dub would be the noob that turn his camera off and mess up the whole layout. You see?
Wait, what?
Your camera, you mess up the whole.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Wait, I didn't turn my camera off though. What the?
Man, look what he did. Look what he did, y'all. Look what Dub did.
Yo, you didn't even have to show. You could have kept showing gameplay while you put me out like. Man.
Hey yo, Toe Jam and Earl raised $500K, 8,873 backers. It says estimated delivery, November 2015. Do y'all think these people have contacted any of their pledgers and gave them any updates? You know the answer to that question? Fuck no. Baby.
Yo, what happened to my Shenmue though?
Man, I don't even. I canceled that shit too. That's one of my beloved games from Dreamcast, but that shit don't need to come out neither.
That actually needs to get canceled because I feel like it's gonna be trash, like super trash. Like
I'm on my $29 back. I just use it on Grubhub. Fuck it. I pledged to that bullshit, man. It ain't the same no more.
They closed the unofficial
one more person called me a noob,
forums.
they get banned.
Man, Toe Jam and Earl ain't coming out.
Told you I'm an early deadbeat.
Earl said, got him. Took all that money and ran, nigga.
Wait. You pledged to that?
Nah.
I thought Chase pledged to that.
The only thing I ever pledged to.
Nah, I didn't pledge to that.
Out of 13.
Hey yo, that game is trash.
Yeah, I definitely played.
Yo, I'm glad they gave me that shit because that shit, man, they haven't fixed none of the bullshit. I went back on it. That shit's still buggy as fuck.
Man, Jason on that game swimming like Jesus.
Man, my nigga Jason out here body.
Like,
dude, dog.
Dog, that nigga is definitely Michael Phelps in the water, B. Like, why is that? That nigga,
force,
dog, he was at the very end of that motherfucker. This nigga was on the other side of the map, caught up to us like Barry Allen, nigga. I'm like, bro, there's no way in hell this nigga should be this fast.
Dude walks slow in the mud, but he getting that water cracking.
I'm like, nigga, you drowned in the water. How the fuck is you so fast?
Sea of Thieves needs like a Jason type Kraken.
Anybody bound this crew too right here?
Did you say Kraken?
I said a Kraken.
People say Kraken and Kraken. I'm gonna be honest. I see people say it too.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah, KRA.
That's up there with Briefest, yo.
No, that's up there with Carter, Genome.
Oh yeah, no, that Genome joint was ridiculous.
Get that Genome, cuz.
I killed
yo, you know what was funny? I was the one that put the comment. I was like, yo, Carter like a black gnome. The boy said, yo, Carter like a black genome. I said, what did he say?
I'm blocking you.
The boy said a genome.
I'm blacking you. I'm blacking you.
I think we have made it to. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't leave anybody.
Wait, what game is this with the plane?
Hey, yo,
The Crew 2,
music,
bro.
No, that Pusha T album coming out Friday. What's
Bullshitting
good?
you.
I'm so backed up with music. I still got shit I ain't even listen to.
You watch The American Badass? I mean, you listen to it?
Well, who's that?
Never mind.
Let me read these last couple donations. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
Fuck you, cancel that.
_create came through the podcast late, but the support will always be there. GMG forever. You already know.
Hey, wait a minute.
Appreciate you, bro.
That was actually kind of bars in the beginning. What that nigga say? Say that again.
Came through the podcast late, but the support will always be there. GMG
Oh
forever.
no. I don't know. I heard something else.
I think I heard what you heard, Prof.
I heard some fire. Yo, I heard at the very beginning. I heard some bars. I was like, wait, what? I thought he said came to the podcast late, but the show is great or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
What?
I was like, yo, what?
He's spitting these bars.
Donovan Joseph, no condom, no problem. Pour forth. Wow. Alex Cub 3, no need. People are still just now buying PS4s. It's kind of a slap in the face to us when hearing the PS4 is reaching the end. Why it's too early. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna give y'all a privileged comment because that's real inappropriate right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% facts with you. That would be hilarious if Shaq Fu 2 had Charles Barkley as a boss and Shaq got to whoop his ass.
That would work.
That shit would be great.
Zuffy G, give me some online Twisted Metal 4 and I'm Gucci, to be honest. At Saints Row 2. More old games should be playable on next gen. Lit. Anybody got anything they want to add before we leave?
I want Super Smash Brothers to come out as soon as possible.
If you just got a PS4, I'm sorry. You only gonna have that thing for a few minutes.
That's fucked up, James.
No, seriously, man. If you
some minutes, damn.
if you just bought a PS Pro, you really played yourself.
Yo, at least you're not me. You didn't buy a PS Pro and it just breaks all your games.
Yo,
I remember your shit was tweaking.
My PS Pro, I had to open that thing up and clean it out because that thing wouldn't come on.
Damn.
I gotta get a new PlayStation, dog. My shit won't even read damn disc anymore, bro.
Damn, that's the PlayStation experience for you. Okay.
That shit trying to force me to go digital.
See, GMG episode 1.
PlayStation boss says the Sony portable gaming could return soon.
Man, they ain't even support the Vita. I don't want to hear
Well,
nothing.
if it ain't hybrid, then
The rumor said it's gonna be hybrid.
it should be. I'm ready. That'd be lit.
You ready for these third party
Nintendo.
nothings?
Still
I'm ready.
ideas, boy. They still everything else.
Jason's ready for third party nothings. You got it.
No, I ain't
Yeah,
ready
man.
for that. But this is episode 183. We are going to see you all next week. If we don't do a podcast, we will stream something.
Uh-uh.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, we out here, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to Trey and Dub, man. Stop playing.
Can I say one more thing before we go offline? So I recently hit 20K. I want to thank all. 20K. I want to thank all y'all for that. But what the fuck? My sister's acting like a crackhead. But I also want to thank GMG for helping me get my first 100, man, bro. GMG been here for the culture, bro, and I'm here whenever y'all need me.
Yeah, appreciate that. Shout out to Jerry for the last minute donation. He said you thought those were the last donations, but we are leaving.
Yeah, need some likes for the hatch.